Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, everybody, breakers and breakettes, to another Saturday morning edition of the Ultimate Autographs live break room, coming to you live from the city beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois, as all the ghosts, goblins, and ghouls have passed us by, despite what we might have going on in the background here. It's still a happy Halloween weekend from us at Ultimate Autographs. In case you missed us yesterday, Chinmay, we had certainly a very good time here at the Ultimate Autographs family. We had a lot of people in a lot of different dress-ups, so I'm sure you saw maybe some of the social media posts. We had people running around in cow costumes and Chucky-looking costumes. We had some big babies rolling around here, so we had a lot of fun and a lot of great creativity here at Ultimate Autographs. But for those that did miss all 5 of our shows yesterday, including our After Dark show, welcome into the 1st of November, or the Day of the Dead, as is also celebrated. So the obvious question, the elephant in the room here, is how was your Halloween?
My Halloween was great. Watched a phenomenal Game 6 of the World Series.
Yes, sir.
Very excited for Game 7 tonight. Should be a phenomenal one. Ohtani apparently planning on starting for the Dodgers, and the Blue Jays are going with a man who is a Missouri alum, Max Scherzer.
There you go. I mean, we can start a show between you and I where we can't get a little Mizzou plug in there. So, he's a pretty damn good Tiger. And you know what? If you're going to get a plum for Max Scherzer, I'll get one as well. A former lacrosse logger in Max Scherzer, my former ball club that I used to call games for. So that team, this summer league team that I used to broadcast games for 4 years, their first year of inception was 2003, and then 2004 was his year that he spent, playing summer ball to up his draft stock.
Very cool.
When he was at Mizzou, so. He's actually a personal friend of a very good friend of mine who actually helped me get the job here at UA. He was one of my references.
Nice.
And Chris Goodell, he's been the 22-year owner with the lacrosse logger. So shout out to Goodell. But
nice.
That's going to be Ohtani, the modern day great. Scherzer, a guy who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. The day that he retires, is that going to be at the end of Game 7? We'll find out. I mean, who knows? Maybe he can be like a little Joe Montana.
Yeah, who knows?
And go out on top.
I'm sure the Dodgers have Glasnow available after he pitched late yesterday. He only threw like 7 or 8 pitches.
Oh yeah,
in that 9th inning yesterday. So I'm sure he'll be available at some point. The Blue Jays will probably have some guys available too, like Shane Bieber will be available, I'm guessing, for Game 7 as well. So it's gonna be a very interesting game. The Dodgers, for all their star power, they have not been very good offensively in this postseason. They really haven't been.
Yeah.
And, the Blue Jays quite frankly, turned into the White Sox yesterday.
Oh, man.
Runners on second and third, no outs, and couldn't even get a run in. So
too soon.
It was very possible that hey, there's only one game left in the season. It's not too soon.
It will be the definition of all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But the biggest, I would say the biggest, since we're already talking about it, I'm going to ask you this here. But in my opinion, the biggest thing for Game 7 that's going to determine things for the Dodgers is what are the Japanese imports going to do? The big three of their Japanese imports from the pitching side with Ohtani also, slated to start Game 7. What are you going to get him from the pitching side? Because you know what you got last night from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He has been I don't want to say unsung star, but when you talk about the faces of the Dodgers, obviously the flash names, Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, even long tenured guys like a Max Muncy that have been there. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I could make the argument, non-Ohtani, that he's been the most impactful Dodgers player during their entire postseason run.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And on the flip side, for the Blue Jays, the other players have defined a lot of their postseason. Everyone knows about Springer, Vlad, Bo Bichette, but it's the guys like Clement, Lucas, Jimenez,
Addison
those
Barger.
other guys, Barger with the grand slam in Game 1. It's been the other guys who have really stepped up in this postseason. In the games where they lose, those other guys often have not come through. Games where they win, those other guys have come through. So can those other guys channel something in Game 7? We got a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. We're getting a Game 7 in the World Series. So we're off to a good start in terms of championships here.
So far, a great year for sports. And when the Super Bowl rolls around in February, that's always a Game 7. So we already got that one locked in. Barger for sure. Good morning, guys. Yeah, good morning, Ty. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everybody. If you're tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever, maybe a cemetery out there somewhere if you woke up hungover in one of those this morning. So I certainly feel like I did. Feel free to drop a like if you can, or subscribe. And also, make sure to let everybody know that we are live every day from 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. And then we have our After Dark show, which leading into things here, Chimay, to get ourselves set up early on this November 1st morning. Robbie Lopez and Joshua Scott, also known as Uncle Charlie and Buzz Lightyear last night, they went to infinity and beyond.
Okay.
Into the break room. They did a very, very good job setting us up with a new series that was dropped at the 6 p.m. show last night that still has some I don't even want to use the word residuals, because that would be a huge disservice and slap in the Breakers' faces here for how great some of the products we have left in our series. The vault is popping, the minis are still bountiful with headliners, and the jerseys have some star-studded guys as well. So before we get into any of that, Ashley says good morning to you, Ash. Let's get started with our dice roll this morning, my friends. So let's see what we're going to roll ourselves out with. So it looks like the guys last night went with the number 8. Everybody here seems to be a fan of the number 8 on the dice roll. What do you feel to start off our
Keep
morning?
it going. Let's go with number 8 again.
All right, sounds good. I'll go with the number 10. I'll stay even with you. And it's going to be number 11. 11 on the dice roll. For those that are unfamiliar with the dice roll ritual here, no, this is not an online casino, so do not get any ideas from that. But this is just going to determine the amount of times when we end up putting our names in the randomizer, when we do eventually have our break. And yeah, that's going to figure out the randomization where everybody's names ends up in their division. So off to the break room we go in just a moment, but most importantly, we have our Chase wheel spin for you guys here today. Let's see what we got here. So we have our Vault, Spooky Season, jerseys, and minis. So
we also have the Speed Flex series that you want to add to that.
Yeah, the Speed Flex series as well. Let me see here. Title and description, customize. Spin. Let me see. Where do you add a?
I think if you hit
more.
Try customize.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be in. Max number of, let's see, appearance. Customize. Okay, then. So, based on what we have here, guys, between the minis, the vault, the spooky season, because that's only down to 3 boxes to go, with only 2 headliners that are left.
Let's do one thing.
Yeah.
Let's replace spooky season with speed flex.
Yeah, that's
and
what
we'll do a separate wheel spin for spooky season though.
I love it. Okay, so let's do that, guys. Just with this from what I have here. So although it says spooky season, I agree with Chinmay 100%. Because we only have 3 boxes left. That series is going to go by the boards during this show because you guys are going to want to have a chance to get yourself potentially a chance to enter for this Baker Mayfield custom Halloween themed speed flex that I have here. Have some nice skeletons and Buccaneers wrapped around the back here, so I'll show that off in just a second. So the spooky season is going to represent our speed flex series, guys, for the Chase wheel spin today. So everybody's looking for some green. Doesn't look like it's going to be that way. And okay, so the minis, very cool. So up on the Chase wheel spin today, guys, we're going to have ourselves the minis / spooky season. This is the perk of you guys waking up with us to start your day. You know, again, you're recovering from a, you know, maybe a little too much late nights fun last night on Halloween. I know that I certainly enjoyed my Halloween last night. It was a very fun time. Spent it with some family, so it was very, very fun for myself. But we have much more important things to move on to. Halloween is now behind us, but the breaks are always here to pay attention to. So let's get started with our Chase wheel spin today. I feel like that'll only be a good spot for us to start in there, Chinmay. So our double box break in the mini helmets, we have currently 6 available break spots left to go, guys, as we are now going to get through our rundown here. For the minis, the guys last night did an excellent job of tapping into our minis. But the good thing is that Lady Luck was on everybody's side coming into this morning. 6 available headliners out of 9 total boxes still remaining. Some of those headliners, you might ask, some of the best offensive players in the sport today. How about A.J. Brown on a lunar mini there with the Philadelphia Eagles wings? The nice forest green color with the Kelly green signature of the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, a very popular mini, a very popular wideout across the NFL. Certainly one of the most talented guys and definitely one of the most outspoken. But, you know, those things go hand in hand when you can catch footballs the way that he does and break tackles and, you know, also run a 4.4 40. You know, I definitely would want to be outspoken about wanting the football as much as humanly possible. So a Super Bowl champion, just $52 on the mini. Talk about a guy that's already built himself a very good rookie resume so far for the games that he has played. It has not been a perfect situation for him, but he is a big-time dog in the dog pound. Very nice alternative logo there for the first-round draft pick in Keyshawn Judkins. The first-round rookie running back for the Cleveland Browns. It's been a rookie fest for the Cleveland Browns the last number of weeks after the post-trade of Joe Flacco. Insert their third-round pick out of Oregon in Dylan Gabriel. Judkins has looked excellent so far behind an auspicious offense, let's call it. Certainly not on Kevin Stefanski. It's just, we'll see if time can develop, but I think it's going to be clear and cut going forward. Like Cleveland is going to have the running back of the future in Keyshawn Judkins. Couple other guys in this series moving from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive. Doesn't get much better than these 3 names right here. Ndamukong Suh, who had one of the best rookie seasons for a Detroit Lions player ever. On the other side of the ball, he had 11 total sacks in his rookie year with the Detroit Lions, was there for the first 4 years of his career. Eventually would go on to win a Super Bowl later on in his career. And not officially retired. He has not played in the last 2 seasons, but he has not officially hung up those cleats as of yet. So maybe we can have a maybe a late season or a late career resurgence from Ndamukong Suh. Would love to see anybody that's a big fan of that Michigan Blue want to see him get pulled for the, again, minute price of just $52. Ray Lewis. We like to see Ray quite a bit here, the Miami Hurricane legend, and a guy that I would say is the second greatest linebacker of all time, only taking a back seat to the man who's going to follow him up in just a second. The 2-time Super Bowl champion. You want to talk about the leaders of all leaders. If you guys ever have to wake up for an early morning show, like Chinmay and I do, just early morning work shift in general, I should say, just put on some Ray Lewis motivational speeches that he used to give in the in the locker room back in the day. So I even remember even starting off this season that primetime game with the Bills and Ravens in Week 1.
Yeah,
he was in the ear of Roquan Smith before going out before the game, And I mean, it's funny because the social media person that was recording that was about maybe 5 to 10 feet away. So there was at least a little bit of distance and it was zooming in. But I mean, it felt like he was like right in front of your face. And I feel like he thought that in his mind, thought that he was probably whispering to Roquan, trying to give him some motivational words. But it's just the type of man that he was and still is. But there is no man more impressive on the defensive side of the ball, in my opinion, and by the opinions of most. He signs his memorabilia in this break room 2 different ways. Either the D-GOAT or the baddest MFer. Both of those very applicable for LT, Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player in NFL history. Again, guys, for just $52. Again, it's a double box break, so double up opportunity. Why not have why not have your offensive and defensive players in this series? You can have AJ Brown and Lawrence Taylor as a double up possibility for the NFC East here in this series. And we have another one for you as the headliner: Keanshawn Judkins and Ray Lewis. So you get 2 bites of one apple potentially if you guys buy into the series. Ashley, I know that you commented this morning, my friend. You love playing in the minis. I've seen Brian in there from time to time. Ty certainly likes expanding where he likes to go in this room. But starting off with that today, guys, just to show you that is going to be a part of our Chase Wheelspin. Only makes sense, Jimmy, that we move on to the next spot. So just so you guys know, there are 3 boxes remaining in the Spooky Season series. Awesome series yesterday, by the way. Speaking of Lawrence Taylor, probably my favorite item. I'm not sure if you saw it maybe lingering around here at all, or maybe if you saw it listed, but there's a Lawrence Taylor poster, an SI cover that he signed, which is very, very cool, very unique. But we got a lot of the items here posted as a part of the photo headliners, guys. So we have 7 spots left in the single, 7 spots remaining in the double for the division break spots. Again, just 3 boxes and 2 total headliners that are left. Pedro Martinez on the Boston Red Sox lid. There's not too much that I can say about PD that probably hasn't already been said. Number 45, in my opinion, performed the greatest All-Star Game feat in All-Star Game history. Struck out 3 Hall of Fame level talents in the first inning of the 1999 All-Star Game. They were commemorating the 100 greatest players in MLB history at the time, at the turn of the century. Ted Williams, in a wheelchair at the time, was out there basically talking to everybody that was about to play in the game. Everybody came up and shook Ted's hand. It was one of the most powerful moments in baseball history at the time. Pedro Martinez being the face of the Boston Red Sox during that season and really during that whole run that they had through the 90s and the 2000s, performed one of the biggest All-Star Game feats. And to me, I would say pound for pound, because, I mean, keep in mind, the guy was about 5'10", 170 pounds, 180 pounds. One of the best primes of all time. Dominated during the steroid era, which you would argue was the highest octane of offense in baseball history. And a great barometer, guys, if you ever like to be a stat nerd like I am. I love to go back through baseball, football reference, basketball reference, and just learn as much information as I can. Just look at the stat that I love to use for pitchers called ERA+. ERA Plus basically includes eras and includes ballpark environments, so it adjusts based off of her era to see how dominant a guy was. 100 is always going to be a league average. Right. Pedro Martinez was consistently in the high 200s, low 300s for a starting pitcher, which basically was saying he was about 2.5 to 3 times the average pitcher during his time. That's how great Pedro Martinez was. So one of the 2 remaining headliners in that series. And another guy, you want to talk about a beast of a prime? Shaquille O'Neal, not too bad himself.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, Shaq Daddy. Yeah, the Diesel, the master marketer. Anywhere, any commercial that you turn on, any billboard that you might see on any highway that you live by, Shaquille O'Neal has probably appeared on one at some point in time.
And Shaq has done, obviously his post-playing career, TNT commentary inside the NBA has taken on a completely different persona. And maybe, his commentary might not be as great. He's been sort of away from. I think he's one of those like old school analysts that kind of gets on people's nerves. But as an athlete, as a basketball player, easily the most dominant player that I've ever watched. Easily.
So the thing is
and this is coming from a I grew up watching Shaq and Kobe. Yeah. That's why I'm a Lakers fan, because of them. Like if they weren't on a different team, like I wouldn't be a Lakers fan. Shaq is definitely like one of the all-time greats.
So you're telling me that if you decided to start watching the Lakers during the Jordan Hill, Robert Sacre era, that wasn't getting you
that
going?
wouldn't have
No Chris Kaman love.
Chris Kaman love. I'd still be a Bulls fan though.
All right. But yeah, for Shaq though, I mean, all jokes aside, I agree with you 100%. What I was gonna say, these kids, the kids these days just don't know how dominant Shaq was. The closest that we could see in the modern era, and he was in this series, I was lucky enough to pull him with one of my shows yesterday, was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, Victor Wembanyama, the alien, he's also entering that conversation, but for those that don't understand, different time period, different era, where it was the golden age of the bigs, where you would post guys up on each side of the block, and it was just nothing but mucus and congestion in that paint. There was no spacing whatsoever, and they still had to change the equipment because Shaq was so unbelievably large and athletic for his size. 7'1", 300 pounds, had the footwork of a gazelle in the paint. And for those
he's running up and down the floor.
You took the thought right out of my brain. For those that did not see the first 4 years of his time with the Orlando Magic, he was moving up and down the floor like Giannis was. He would take a rebound on one end, he would bob and weave, dribble in and out of defenders, going up and down the court 94 feet, and then again, quite literally, not figuratively, shatter backboards on the other end. The guy was a one of one. He should have been the first unanimous MVP in NBA history.
Yeah,
in 2000, when he won that award, a Philadelphia beat writer ended up giving Allen Iverson a first place vote, which of course Shaq, as everybody knows, he certainly wanted to hold a grudge. He still can't believe Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs over him in 05 and 06, but again, regardless of what you might think of him post-playing career, he is in my top 10 of all time. He is barely hanging on to the top 10 just because his longevity of a peak wasn't as long as some people would have liked. But he always says in post-playing career, if I really applied myself after he won that first championship, you know, he could have ended up winning more titles. He would have wanted to stay more motivated. But again, because he played alongside Kobe Bryant, he knew that he didn't exactly have to go out there and
had Shaq and Kobe stayed together. Had Shaq and Kobe stayed together, they estimate that they would have won 5 or 6 total championships. And I think that's probably about accurate. But again, we know like the dynamic was so interesting at the time that you know, them lasting that long together, that many seasons, was probably a hopeful. A nice pipe dream, but it wasn't actually going to happen. I will say, though, the third box, the last box...
Correct.
...is... I won't give away the team, but I will say that the player is a Hall of Famer.
There you go.
The player is a Hall of Famer and a very well-known Hall of Famer.
See, this is why you guys tune in for Saturday morning.
Very surprised that this person is not a headliner.
So
let's put it that way.
Not only do you
very
guys get the
surprised
first...
that this player is not a headliner.
Yeah, I know. This series overall, man, is loaded with current greats, past greats who are now Hall of Famers. So I'm excited to see who that guy is going to be. And on top of that, if you end up getting that third box that is not Shaquille O'Neal, it is not Pedro Martinez, you do get that last spot. Is a chance for the Baker Mayfield giveaway. Yeah. Any hidden gem or secondary headliner. Unfortunately, the secondary headliners are gone by the board guys. So Ty, Shaquille O'Neal, Pedro Martinez, the 2 headliners remaining. But if you do get that hidden gem, who Chinmay has confirmed, we get the Chinmay stamp of approval, that it is a Hall of Famer. Not only do you get a Hall of Famer as a hidden gem, but you do get possibly, hey, we talk about closer magic all the time, guys. You could get that last golden ticket as a chance for this bad Mamma Jamma right here, who I did not properly place in the product can. There we go. Little Collinsworth slide into the picture. Baker Mayfield. Where Baker Mayfield stands, it's almost like Chinmay and I manifested this to be the giveaway prize, man. We absolutely love Baker Mayfield, number 6. The paint job was definitely cooked up something good. Look at that. You talk about Halloween themed. You talk about adding this to be as unique as possible to your PC collection. This looks like some underworld level designs here, right here. Very, very cool. This is going to go as a part of our giveaway that we have for this spooky season series. So 3 spots to go, guys. And we do have our next upcoming series ready to go.
That's also what I was going to say is it is a college football Saturday, and that means that we would have a new series after the spooky season, and it is a college football series. So you definitely want to get your hands on that in this show. So close out spooky season. We'll give away the Baker. We'll do a Chase wheel spin for everyone who's in the spooky season. And then, of course, we'll drop the new series as well. Plenty of incentive to get into that series. 5 to go in the single, 6 to go in the double. So definitely seeing some movement there.
Thank you, brother. And another thing that is going to already has a ton of movement in it. You guys have been great for this. But I would probably say in terms of overall value, now this is going to be our highest ticketed series, and it provides so much fantastic value, Chinmay. That is going to be our Speed Flex series. Just to show you the overall level of greatness of this series, this dropped last night at 6 p.m. 30-box series. It's already down to 10 boxes, guys. But the great thing about that, 7 in 10 chance of getting yourself a headliner Speed Flex. Not just any old Speed Flex, a headliner Speed Flex. And we have a chance at a lot of double-up possibilities here with 3 spots to go and a double box break. Let's get right into it for the Speed Flex series. Some of the great names that we have. Does it get much greater than this first name that I'm about to mention here? Thomas Patchwork Edward Brady. Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl. Yeah, the Super Bowl champion. No, I'm sorry. 7-time Super Bowl champion? Tom Brady? 7-time Super Bowl champion. I don't know why I thought it was 5. 7-time Super Bowl champion. 3-time league MVP. Played forever. He's going to be etched in NFL history forever. Not much more you can say about a 6th-round draft pick from the University of Michigan back in 2000. Can't say much more about Tom Brady than what hasn't already been said. His story is well etched in NFL history and lore. And getting him on a Speed Flex, Chinmay, not even just as a double-up possibility, what you do for $432, if you end up getting him in this series for what? That would be $216 for a single box break for that price. $216 and a single box opportunity for Tom Brady Speed Flex. We're talking about an overall price value that is already going to 10 to 15 times exceed that, probably even more, maybe 15 to 20. Anytime that you have a Tom Brady Speed Flex, we're talking about a minimum, a bare minimum of $3,000 plus. So 30 to 40 times, maybe 50 times if you find the right New England Patriots fan in your life. He is the most valuable person that we have available in this current series, but certainly
is he
not the last.
Hold that thought.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what the retort might be. But I think I know where you're going to end up going with this here, and I can understand why. Does it happen to be the former 2005 rushing yard leader?
No, it does not.
And Sean Alexander on the Seattle Seahawks.
But Sean Alexander is available.
Sean Alexander was fantastic for those Madden heads back in the day. One of my favorite Madden games. Sean Alexander had one of the best peaks for a running back in modern NFL history. He was a beast. One of my favorite running backs to watch growing up. Seattle certainly got spoiled in the 2000s and 2010s when it came to running back greatness. And I feel like Sean Alexander, over the test of time, kind of forgotten to the sands of time, I feel like, with Sean Alexander. So another guy with injuries kind of cutting his career a little prematurely short. But for him, you know, he made a Super Bowl again in 2005, coming out of the NFC, would eventually go on to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers in that Super Bowl. But that offense ran through him. Had a very reliable quarterback in Matt Hasselbeck, but that whole offense ran through Sean Alexander. A couple other headliners in this series, guys. We're talking about Tom Brady. How about his good old pal and analyst and former teammate and Rob Gronkowski? Let's all gather together for a Gronk spike. This would be an NFC South hit. A very creative Eclipse Speed Flex right there on that bad boy for Mr. Rob Gronkowski. Also has a Super Bowl trophy decal, it appears on it as well.
All right.
So that you don't get to see every day, which is very, very cool. Nice alternative color for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer flag as well. We're spoiled with Buccaneer gear here today. The Baker Mayfield giveaway, this Rob Gronkowski, also on the Speed Flex. Now I know who you were talking about. Now I know who you were talking about. This was my first time peeping the Speed Flex series, guys. I knew the names that were in it, but I had to check the board. I took a picture of the board, guys, to see who was available, and I'm so glad that this guy is here. So speaking of guys who attended the Super Bowl but did not win one in the 2000s, that would be Kurt Warner, specifically with the Cardinals. He won one with the greatest show on turf, did not get one with my Arizona Cardinals. 2008 led one of, honestly, the most underrated playoff runs we've ever seen in NFL history. Cardinals that year were just a 500 team. They had a 0-point differential. They were about, as the kids say, mid as mid gets. Kurt Warner was anything but. He elevated his play when postseason mattered the most at the time before Aaron Rodgers had his earth-shattering 2011, or I should say, my apologies, 2010 playoff run that he had, which eventually led to his first and only Super Bowl of his career. 2 years prior, Kurt Warner had the highest passer rating for any quarterback in NFL history prior to that 2010 Aaron Rodgers season. So, Kurt Warner, look at this bad boy here. You got some of the Cardinals talons on a rip speed flex right there. The KW13. Also one of the best analysts too, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got some salute to service vibes too. It looks like.
Yeah, you got to, and also for Cardinals fans out there, shout out Bird Gang, shout out the Red Sea out there as we're getting ready for some Week 9 action, looking to turn some things around after a long bye week. Which, by the way, Jacoby Brissett looks like he might be getting to start again. So we're going to see how that ends up panning out. But talking about this back in the day Cardinals quarterback, yeah, I agree. The little bit salute to service vibes. Also kind of like some sand. Think about the Arizona, got, very hot temperatures. Think about some desert-related things out in Arizona. I also kind of get that vibe, which is what I think. Which is what I think the paint was going for as well. So very, very cool, very creative. Now this is one bad mamma jamma right here. I have yet to see a Bengals Speedflex lid look as good in this customization right here. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Just going to show you guys. This is the Tom Brady. We had this Randy Moss get pulled. This is the one right here. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. They go together like peanut butter and jelly, getting ready to dominate any defense that goes in front of them. Welcome to the jungle. On the side of the signature there for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on the orange Cincinnati Bengals inscription. How cool is that, man? So if it's not the Bengal on this side, what is over here? Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like a nice little Bengal, like in like a jungle type scene there.
Yeah, so
very cool.
So that's definitely, so this helmet, so the Brady helmet obviously is extremely valuable on the open market, but that Burrow Chase double sign is going to be close. It's going to be close to the Brady eventually, because Burrow and Chase, they won a national championship in college, so you already have that connection. You already have that sort of, have that cachet of them going into the NFL together, and now they're on the same team with the Bengals, and they probably will end up, obviously Burrow's health has been an issue. Yeah. But they probably will end up having, because I don't see them separating Burrow and Chase anytime soon. They probably will end up having the most combined like quarterback receiver yards combo. They'll probably end up having that.
Wow. Yeah. No. I mean, that's a very good point. I would tend to agree, but I mean, see, that's tough though. That's a really tough conversation to enter in, because you have greats like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Yeah. You have greats like Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. You have greats like Mitch Trubisky and Kevin White.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I'm surprised you didn't mention them first.
Man, I wanted to. Sorry, guys. I'm acting a little spooky myself. So speaking of spooky, doesn't get much better than the late great Prince of Darkness. You guys can see bottom right-hand corner here in the Spooky Season series. We actually had an autographed vinyl from the Prince of Darkness, the late great Ozzy Osbourne. He went as a headliner yesterday as a part of our Spooky series, which again, guys, 3 boxes left, 2 headliners available. When this series goes, all we want to do is give away prizes to you guys. We are in the giving season. Now that it is confirmed that it is officially fall time here, we're entering the holiday season, and it is the season of giving. So for you guys, want to show you a little bit of this right here. This is what you can possibly get yourself in. So same thing that we have. If you end up getting a non-headliner in this series, you end up getting yourself a chance for this Ozzy Osbourne as an opportunity to get this right here. Wonderful signature for the late, great Ozzy Osbourne. Very, very awesome giveaway. This is, in my time here at UH, the most unique giveaway that I've seen us have.
And possibly the most valuable item that we've ever had here.
Oh, my God. Oh, easily.
The powers that be have valued the Ozzy Osbourne guitar at around $4K. on the open market.
4K.
Around 4K.
4K.
Could go for more, could go for slightly less, but that's about the same, probably more than a typical Brady speed flex.
Yeah.
So that's when I was saying Tom Brady is not the most valuable item in this series. He might not be. It might be that Ozzy Osbourne guitar.
So unless
and that might be the most valuable. We've seen. I saw a Lionel Messi jersey, Argentina, that was valued at a little above 4K. But again, it's all, what's a collector willing to pay for something like this? That Ozzy guitar is probably the most valuable item we've ever had in the break room.
Yeah.
And that's an estimated value of around 4K.
Now I hate to. I have to bring the realism into the part of it.
Now you're bringing and think about it. You can get yourself a Speedflex helmet in addition to potentially winning that guitar.
Yeah, so not only the speed flex aspect of it, by the way, guys, great job. 2 spots left in that spooky season series in the single, and then 3 spots left in the double. Once we get that closed out, the college midterms, get ready, you bookworms out there, to prepare for your college midterms.
Zero studying will be done.
Yeah, zero, but a lot of winning. A lot of A's will be given out.
A lot of winning.
So, and just going back on that Ozzy point, and again, I hate to bring the realism factor into this, but because of his recent passing, it's only his autograph. It's only naturally going to increase.
Right.
As time goes along. Another item that I actually mentioned quite a bit. We don't get him a whole lot, unfortunately, because of his passing. But a guy like the late, great Jim Brown with the Cleveland Browns. We recently had him as a headliner in a series. And that's just the way that a lot of these collections work. As somebody's time, passes over, as time continues to move along, it's just one of those things where the value increases over time. So not only do you end up getting yourself a chance at a speed flex, for a guy like a Tom Brady, there's a realistic chance, guys, where you can end up with either a Tom Brady speed flex or an Ozzy Osbourne guitar for absolutely a fraction of a cost, a minute part of the cost for what you can get into the speed flex helmet series. So Tom Brady, Sean Alexander, Kurt Warner, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, with a chance of getting this Ozzy Osbourne guitar here. And then with our secondary headliners, we still have the former Denver Bronco great in Terrell Davis out of the backfield, and let James Cook, the current excellent running back for the Buffalo Bills. So again, guys, we're getting close on that spooky season series. Gonna go through the rest of the room here, get you guys all caught up. One of the most, I would like to say, one of my favorite series to get into personally, Chinmay, is the Vault series. Because you always end up finding, I would say, some of your best overall value. The Vault and the Diamonds, very, very similar. They go hand in hand. Reason for that is because we do get a little bit of a hodgepodge in each one. Now, of course, the Diamonds are known here where the Authentics are always best. They're always better in the Diamonds. The Vault, I like the overall variety that you can get for just $100 value. And I know that people that tuned into the afternoon show yesterday with Robbie Lopez and myself, there was a lot of action going on in the Vault, and there was a lot of things being rewarded. We had 4 boxes that were open yesterday in the Vault, Chinmay. And the first 2 was that custom Hines Ward Speed Flex and the Steve Smith Sr., the alternate Speed Flex for the Baltimore Ravens. So a Super Bowl MVP and a former Triple Crown winner in the receiving category in Steve Smith Sr. 2 Hall of Fame guys, both of them in top 20 all-time in receiving yards in NFL history. Again, for just a $100 price point. And just for you guys to understand that overall value, both of these helmets were one Chinmay, which is 1 spot bought in. Jason Maris got one, and then Patrick Pollock got the other. So with both of those guys, I mean, we're talking about, you talk about the decal, the customization. Look at even the Hines Ward one with the gold visor, the blue and red honeycombs, the Super Bowl MVP inscription. That is easily worth $2,000 in value, I would have to estimate. Just to add all that customization in there. And again, if you find the right Pittsburgh Steelers fan in your life that needs a lid like that in their PC, there you go. Now, another thing that I would also say this for, if you have huge, we got this all the time here at Ultimate Autographs, and it's the perfect time of the year to bring this into consideration. I don't know about you, Chinmay, but I'm the type of guy that does not like to wait until December 23rd to get my Christmas shopping done. I want to make sure that I can get the best prices a few weeks, even a few months ahead of value. I don't want that last second nuisance and headaches coming in. So I want to be able to get ahead of my holiday shopping early. You can easily make anybody in your friends or family's life that much more enjoyable during the holiday season. Right now, if you see something in one of these series, let's say, for example, they're a big fan of 90s football or 80s and 90s football. Sterling and Shannon Sharp, two of the more talented offensive players of those respected teams. I know that Chinmay knows a thing or two about Sterling Sharp, the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame great. He finally, most deservingly, got his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this past summer. Shannon Sharp, obviously, his outspoken, more known brother, Unk, as many people like to call him. You can get both of them for just $100, guys, a chance to get this dual-signed Hall of Fame brother logo for just $100. So if you got a Broncos fan in your life, a Baltimore Ravens fan, a Green Bay Packers fan, they're everywhere. I know that there's a lot of you guys in the break room. Think about that for a holiday or even a birthday coming up aspect. I see a couple of people in here. I've actually had a couple of emails sent to me off the airwaves, actually, Chinmay, about recommending me which series that I should play in because they're looking for a particular gift for somebody in their life. So it's a possibility. And you can end up flexing about it a little bit too. Be like, oh my God, Chinmay, you had to spend 2 or 3 paychecks on this thing. Be like, nope. Be like, yes, I did. I'd be like, I had to take out a second mortgage on the house. I had to refinance my car. You don't know what I had to do to get this. Well, guess what? Just for $100, you can make somebody's holiday season or birthday season coming up here thanks to Ultimate Autographs. Speaking of a guy who makes all fans in the Buffalo, New York area feel happy and jolly anytime that he goes under center, how about Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills on a Game Day Authentic? We had Josh Allen yesterday in our giveaway for the lottery series, which was very, very cool to see. Went to Joe Marciano, or Dapper Capper, as we like to call him, here in the UA break room. Get Josh Allen on a Game Day Authentic. And again, Authentics aren't up there with the Speed Flexes, but they're the tier right below. Still 7 to 8 times its value. You're talking about probably just a tad under $1,000 for a Josh Allen Game Day Authentic. Would probably range anywhere between, I've seen it go from anywhere between $500 to $1,000. It's a pretty wide range. Again, depending on the signature, where you can find it, who you can sell it to, if you were looking to take that route. Couple other headliners in this series, guys, both on Speed Flexes. Don't sleep on these bad mamma jammas. Maybe you guys are getting a little bit closer towards lunchtime out on the East Coast right now. Might want to turn on that crock pot, get some Rashee Rice mixed up for lunch today. A excellent, uber talented wide receiver. How great is he? Well, he was a big part of their Super Bowl championship 2 years ago. You got the Super Bowl inscription right there on the Speed Flex insignia part of the lid right there. Just $100, guys. 100, just barely cracking the triple-digit column to get yourself a chance for Rashee Rice. We know how popular the Kansas City Chiefs are. They were 1 win away last year, Chinmay, in the Super Bowl from becoming the first team to ever three-peat in NFL modern NFL history. So that would have been a historic thing that he was almost a part of. And who knows? Yeah. There's a good chance that Kansas City might have a chance to, punch their ticket out of the AFC again this upcoming season. How about a guy that was excellent at stopping wide receivers? You did not want to run a cross route over the middle of the field when this guy was dropping back in coverage as a linebacker. Teddy Bruschi, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Now, here's the thing. I love Tom Brady more than probably outside of his, parents, kids, and maybe not Giselle, his ex-wife anymore. But I love him more than just about anybody. But again, they call me the mayor of fair. They call me Mr. Consistency here. Teddy Bruschi was the leader of those early 2000s championship level teams that the Patriots had.
100%.
They had some Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. They had some Hall of Fame level players and studs. He wasn't the only guy, of course. However, those were the driving forces of those Patriots teams. Brady's offensive prowess got significantly better, but as good as Brady was to start his career, he wasn't nearly the guy that you started to see post-2005, really, once you started to get around that Randy Moss era, that 17-0 undefeated team before the Super Bowl. These defenses for 3 of Brady's 7 Super Bowls were the reason why they won those Super Bowls, and a lot of it had to do with Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't go, I'm maybe more 50-50 than you on these. Definitely the first Super Bowl that that the Patriots won with Brady.
The Tuck Rule.
Definitely the Tuck Rule Super Bowl, or that playoff run. That was definitely more the defense. I think by the third Super Bowl that they won, it had kind of become more 50-50.
I would agree with that.
But no, Brewski was definitely the headliner of that defense. That was the headliner of that team.
Yeah.
For at least the first 2 Super Bowls. By the third Super Bowl, I think Brady had kind of come into his own, and then obviously, the career he had after that, we can talk about being, a Hall of Fame worthy on its own. I think I think you can you can have people talk about, Kobe having basically 2 Hall of Fame careers in one. Tom Brady is very similar to that, having 2 Hall of Fame careers in one. And in the first part of that career, Teddy Bruschi was the influential factor on that defense.
I'm being so dead serious when I say this, Chinmay. If Tom Brady unretired for the third time, third time, because he all pump faked us with that first one, I think he could still carve out a third Hall of Fame level career.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying, of course I'm being hyperbolic kind of, but his level of physique.
I don't think he'd be the worst quarterback in the league.
If you gave him a few months to get into conditioning, the guy, what defense has he not seen that he could still, even with checkdowns, pick apart? If you put him with a good offensive line and good weapons at, what is he now, 48?
45, I think.
Is he 45? Is he?
Yeah, I don't think he's that old.
I thought he retired.
Oh, no, 48.
Yeah, I thought he retired at 45. Yeah, so I still think that he could drop back any given Sunday. And, call me Brady Glazer all that you want, but I mean, for God's sakes, the guy made a Pro Bowl at 45 and was contending for an MVP as soon as he got to Tampa in his 40s.
Let's just say that the issue would be physicality, not functionality for Tom Brady.
Hey, I'm just saying, by the way, guys, one to go in the jersey. I'm going to touch upon that right now.
No, jerseys are closed.
I'm just saying, jerseys are closed. Even better. Let's see what you guys can get yourself into here in the first down jersey series. It's going to be live break number 11. I'm going to ask for a box number in just a second here, folks. Hey, I'm just saying, you've seen what Joe Flacco's doing. He doesn't play behind a good offensive line, but you know what? He's got the best wide receiver tandem in the league, and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Sure.
So you got the guy some weapons, and Joe Flacco's what, I think 40 on the dot?
Yeah.
So, it's one of those crazy things. Sold out, says Ty. I got my boy a spot. Oh, yeah, for Talon. I know I was on that show, Ty, when you got Talon, I believe, his first jersey spot here at UA. So let's get him another one here. Let's see what you're playing for. Could it be the former Buffalo Bills MVP running back and O.J. Simpson? Or maybe it's a 3-time Super Bowl champion in Michael Irvin. If you've seen that Dallas Cowboy docuseries on Netflix, you understand his overall greatness if you are not able to watch him back in the day. Just a phenomenal overall talent in Michael Irvin. One of the best pass catchers in the 1980s and 1990s, the former Miami Hurricane great. Fred Warner, unbelievably sad news for his season-ending injury that happened about a month ago for the San Francisco 49ers. One of those beloved figures out on the West Coast, Chinmay, where even though his impact on the field is great, I think his impact in the locker room was even greater.
Yeah.
He's a well-regarded, well-respected leader. One of the more highly spoken of players across the entire NFL. So, a couple other headliners we have here, guys, before we get into this break. You can't do your alphabet. You can't do your ABCs without ABCD Lamb. Cedarian Lamb 8, as his teammates call him, also is a photo headliner in this series. We mentioned him not too long ago with Joe Flacco. Well, guess what? Number 1 is in this series. It'll make you feel like a number 1 if you end up pulling him out in Jamar Chase, the all-world Cincinnati Bengals wideout, and John Elway, 7 on the Orange Crush Denver Broncos jersey as a headliner, with a couple secondary headliners of Chad Johnson and Frank Gore mixed in. One number, guys, for the jersey, please. I like getting started off on Saturday mornings with a little jersey break. It kind of eases us in before the craziness, before all the high-level breaks end up coming through, and got some nice variety here. A couple names that I'm not familiar with seeing all that much. Andres Medina, Heather Boyer, first time in. Heather, welcome in. Jeff Grube, Sean Brisbane, upping himself up with 4 spots, and Talon. Of course, Ty, that's going to be you, my friend. Talon like eagle claws. Yeah, Talon. Oh, Talon like eagle claws. Yeah. No, that's a great name. Talon's you don't want to mess with Talon. When Talon gets older, it's not a guy that I would want to pick a fight with.
No,
Wheel.
definitely not.
All right, Ty, Wheel sounds good, my friend. Let's see what we have going here. Any particular number you want to start on, Ty/Talon, for the jersey? Feel free to let me know. Overall jerseys that we have available for you guys, is that 19 or 14?
19. That is 19.
19. Yep, 19 available boxes, 8 total headliners. 7. Go with the number 7. Let's do it. 7 it is, and away we go. Chinmay, it's going to be there you go, the GOAT number. It's going to say it's either going to be the Kershaw number or the GOAT number. I'm telling you right now, if our first number was Clayton Kershaw to start the show today, consider my UA paycheck to be put on the Dodgers money line for Game 7. That would be a sign. That would be a sign. Thank you very much. First time we're going to see your guys' names in the randomizer today. That's going to be 11 times to go around this bad boy, just because you guys like to see my arthritis kick up early in the morning.
You should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, 26 having arthritis or carpal tunnel. I would say so. I would say so. Well, I'm one of those classic cases of I take 2K a little too seriously.
Okay.
So right. Yeah. So it's are you much of a gamer guy at all?
No,
No.
not really. I used to be a little didn't really play many video games growing up. Had some PC games, but again, didn't really play those that much too. Now I just don't have that much time. I just don't have that much time to sit around and
busy man
play game. Also, I would rather just watch a TV show or watch sports. Basically,
your version of unwinding or being distracted is being just hands off and just
I still have video games, and if people come over, sometimes we'll play FIFA now and then, but I've really weaned off the video games a lot. And I will say though, the college football video game coming back has potentially piqued my interest of getting back into gaming.
Well, I'm gonna start somebody's fire. Whoever ends up winning this jersey break. Good luck to you, Sean, Heather, Talon. Let's get it, buddy. Andres and Jeff. Sean, you're the NFC guy. You have the North, South, and East. Heather, good luck. First timer luck out in the NFC West. Talon, buddy, you're looking for that AFC North hit. Can we start your morning off with a little Jamar Chase action? I don't think there's a better gift that you can give your son to start to start an autograph jersey series collection than Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
he is definitely one of the better guys that you can have. Andres Medina in the AFC South, Sean Brisbane, his last spot in the AFC East, and Jeff Grube, his one and only spot. That's all you need sometimes.
Yep.
In the AFC East.
All it takes is one spot.
All it takes is one spot, and sometimes, a lot of the times when you play in this break room, it's about timing. Timing is everything. That's basically what life is about. You have to strike at the right moment in life. You got to strike at the right time in this break room. Sometimes you end up putting in that order, and you don't even know what you're doing. You pop into the break room for the first time. You're like, I got to make sure my card information's right. What room am I even getting into? What the hell is a division break? Well, I can tell you right now that I think we're about to turn Heather Boyer into a reoccurring regular. After her first time playing in the break room, she's getting herself a future Hall of Famer, an All-Pro linebacker, and Fred Warner, baby. Fred Warner, 54, one spot, one shot, one dub for Heather Boyer, HB. Welcome in. Awesome hit and welcome into the break room, Heather. I didn't end up asking you this when I saw your name pop up, but favorite player? Maybe it's Fred.
Hopefully it's Fred Warner.
Hopefully it's Fred Warner. What's your favorite team? Hopefully it's the San Francisco 49ers. Awesome hit to start the day. That's a headliner that goes by the board. And by the way, Heather, one thing that Chinmay and I like to explain to everybody at home are ratios and headliners. Basically giving you a division number, a percentage chance of okay, there's X amount of headliners here.
Yeah.
Because those are obviously the more popular ones, right? You don't play in these rooms for hidden gems unless you're a little freaky and you got a little something wrong with you in the upper story. But that's totally fun. We all do. But we all chase the photoed headliners. You had an 8 in... I'm sorry, you said that was 19?
Yeah.
You had an 8 in 19 chance coming in, which is one of our lowest ratios that we have, and you still got one of those 8
Little
headliners.
above 40%.
So about 40%.
Little above 40%.
Yeah. 40%, still definitely the farthest from the one of the lowest headliner odds we've seen, but still far from the best that we have available. So that is an awesome hit, Heather. Way to go. Very, very nice way to start our day.
Great start. New customer magic is a real thing. And Fred Warner going to Heather here to start out this November for us.
Any action going on during that jersey break, my friend?
No, we're 3 to go in the vault. We're 2 to go in the spooky season single, and 3 to go in that spooky season double. And again, once that spooky season closes out, we will give away the Baker Mayfield. We will drop the college series.
Yes, sir.
And then we will also throw all those names from the spooky season series into their own chase wheel spin. So a lot of incentive there to get into those final spots. A lot of action in that spooky season series. But we got to close it out. We got to close it out to be able to give away some of this stuff and get you guys into the next series.
Yeah, reaching around 10 o'clock here, Central Time. The Ultimate Autographs live break room. Chinmay and Rob with you on this beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you guys for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Feel free to let us know in the comments as we just reached 100 messages for the day with Restream chat. So thank you guys so much. How was your Halloween last night? The one thing that we like to do here in the UA community, unfortunately, for somebody like Heather that just joined today, but don't worry, we're probably going to have something like this going on again very soon. The Refer a Friend that we have going on, and then the box unopening contest. They ended up both closing yesterday for the month of October, but it's just a part of being ingratiated with the UA community. That's the one thing that separates us from really just about any other break room. If you come back consistently, you're going to see the same names time and time again. You're going to see great conversations going on in the chat. If you have any questions about how the break room works in general, feel free to take a peek here at the live break page, which is of course where you can place your division break orders, but more specifically in the upper right hand corner there is a great 2-minute video explaining for anybody that needs to know a little bit more on how the break room works. So also if you have any questions for Chinmay and myself, that is quite literally what we are here for. Sean, appreciate the kind words, buddy. So there you go, right on cue. Nice, Warner is the man. Good hit, HB. So there you go. Can you give a hint if there's a Utah Utes lid in there? Talking about that midterm series coming up, Chinmay.
Let's see.
Chinmay's the guy that's not...
Well, in the description in the product description, the division breaks do say Utah Utes is one of the teams. So that means that there has to be a Utah player in there. My guess is that it will be the Steve Smith Authentic. That is what my guess is.
Woo! Doesn't how much... That's best Ute I can think of. No, it's either him or Kyle Kuzma. It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah. The natural, I do think in the he would be in the photoed headliners. It does look like the Steve Smith Authentic is the Utah lid. There could be some other Utah lids, but it looks like the Steve Smith Authentic in the picture is what the Utah lid will be.
3 spots left in the single vault. That's going to go, guys, during the show. Please do not, and I mean this figuratively, not literally, unless you are currently watching from a live military base, please do not get sniped. What I mean by that is simply if you have an idea, if you're 50-50, if you're on the fence about getting into one of these spots, maybe you already have a spot by and you're like, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm going to let Lady Luck take care of me. Well, Lady Luck isn't always the kindest mistress out there. Please make sure to lock up those last 2 or 3 spots that we have remaining because it only naturally enhances your chances, especially if you have a spot that's already in a double box break, which is on the precipice of happening like the spooky season series. One of 2 reasons, Chinmay. 1, you want to win a damn item. that is spoken for itself. But the two most important things is you have two absolute legends that are still available to close out the headliners of this series, and I'm actually gonna toss two little hypotheticals your way here, and I want to kind of get your idea here. You're gonna see where I'm going with both of these because I'm gonna put you on the spot. Pedro Martinez and Shaquille O'Neal. Those are the two photo headliners. That's the one point. Everybody plays for the photo headliners, and for the minute price of just $138 to double up on that. That's pretty fantastic. So when it comes to the double up possibilities, let's see if we can actually get that. So the Red Sox, you would have to double up with that hidden gem, which is where I'm going to go to next. And let's see as well with the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, it would also have to be a double up. But here's the great thing, guys. That hidden gem, it's going to get you the last opportunity, the last spot to give yourself a chance of winning this bad mamma jamma right here in Baker Mayfield. This is what you get, guys, an opportunity. You get a singular spot if you end up pulling that hidden gem upcoming in the spooky season series.
You will not be disappointed by that hidden gem.
No.
When I say it's a Hall of Fame player that I'm shocked is not a headliner, I mean it.
Well, just to show you the overall, obviously, spooky season, not every season's spooky season. That's why this is a limited specialty series that lasted less than a day. This thing went faster than hotcakes at a McDonald's at 10:29 in the morning. Woo. It was extremely, extremely fast. And not only that, it's abnormal for the amount of boxes we had, too. We started off with 36 total boxes in this series. So we had to up the ante. We gave you guys 6 more boxes, and we actually put 21 total headliners in this series to begin with. So we wanted to spoil you guys, and obviously the biggest spoil is yet to come. And honestly, I would say if I was looking to target, now keep in mind we had 3 speed flexes in Jones, Moss, and Lewis that went by the boards over the course of this series. If you want to talk about overall value, I mean, you could argue that this Baker Mayfield custom speed flex, you could argue that this is the most valuable thing in the whole series on the giveaway.
It has the most upside because of most of these players outside of Giannis are not playing anymore, right? So. And Wembanyama, really, right? So Giannis and Wembanyama, those values can still go up. Both guys are still playing. Baker's still playing. Rest of the headliners in this series, not really playing. So hard to see that value really go up. Obviously, the Ozzy Osbourne, that's a little bit of a different story. But yeah, you can make the argument that Baker is among the most valuable items in the series. The thing is, you can't get that Baker Mayfield by entering in to the break room through the actual live break. That's going to be a giveaway at the end. So you got to get into the break, but you won't actually win Baker in the break. You'll win it afterwards with the prize.
Exactly.
But that hidden gem, let me tell you. I mean, we talk about well-known players who aren't necessarily headliners. This is a well-known player, well-known Hall of Famer. Very surprised that he's not a headliner.
I was gonna say, like, you like to tease maybe like once or twice. If you end up seeing what is in that hidden gem.
I mean, if it's, if we have, look, we have 3 boxes and 2 headliners.
Yeah.
You might as well say what the third box is,
I'm just saying,
right?
you must be a big, big fan of this guy because you've mentioned him quite a bit.
Huge fan.
So he must be so I was going to say, you must be
huge fan.
I'm trying to figure out what your affiliation might be with him. So the other thing, and Ty, this is very applicable to you. Not only out of all the great things we just mentioned, but it gets us into that college midterm series that much quicker. That will drop as soon as the spooky season series closes out. You do not want to wait. I'm telling you guys this right now. Let's say that we get off at bare minimum 11 o'clock. You do not want that series to drop possibly in between shows, because let's say that we get the very end of this show, then we close out this show when we put up the series. We're going to start getting people doing pre-fills and filling stuff in. For those that necessarily don't place orders when you're not watching the show, that happens all the time. We get pre-fills and orders a lot in between just a 1-hour time period. So make sure to close this out now. And also, this is the first show of the day, and you guys have a chance to get yourself a new series if you're a diehard college fan out there.
We are 1 to go in that spooky season single.
There we
go.
go.
So that's going to be close to closing out. I will say, this early college slate, who would have thought that Penn State versus Ohio State would be like the most blah game of this early slate? We have Miami and SMU and Vandy and Texas.
Yeah.
And Ohio State and Penn State is like an afterthought.
Vandy being a powerhouse, as we all expected.
Vandy, top 10 Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Top 10 Vanderbilt and number 20 Texas. The preseason number 1 Texas is number 20. Vanderbilt is top 10. Ohio State, Penn State is probably like the third screen, if you're a multi-screen experience person, behind Miami SMU or behind Vandy, Texas, and Miami SMU. That just shows you how chaotic the college football season can be.
Yeah, that OSU spread as of right now looks like it's at 18.5. That's getting ready to kick off in just under an hour, Chinmay. Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, Vandy and Texas, 2 top 20 teams ranked. The Canes go on the road to Gerald Ford Stadium down in Dallas, Texas, this coming afternoon. They're a 10.5-point favorite as well. But, yeah, Vanderbilt. If you want to talk about being a ranked program, they're always in the top 3 for baseball. They're a baseball school, to say the least. They're a dominant SEC powerhouse for baseball. And in recent years, and actually throughout their times as a basketball program, they've produced some very, very solid basketball players as well. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my man, Luke Cornett. He went to Purdue. I lied. Shout out to my man, Scottie Pippen Jr. Out of Vandy, because that's just the most recent Vandy guy that I can think of. Same color scheme.
No, Cornett was a Vanderbilt guy.
Cornett?
Yeah, Luke Cornett was a Vanderbilt guy.
Was he Vandy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was going to say he's either Purdue or Vandy.
No, he's Vandy.
He is Vandy? Okay.
Yeah,
so
Luke Cornett's Vandy.
Shout out to Cornett and my guy, Scottie Pippen Jr. So both of those guys as well. Again, just to name a few. But, who would have thought Vanderbilt, man? Shout out to Vandy. Let's get a live update.
Spooky season single is ready to go.
There you go. I was going to say, as I spoke, get a live update there. So, guys, let's see. Is that going to be the Shaquille O'Neal jersey? Is it going to be the Pedro Martinez helmet? Or is somebody going to get that final bite of the apple of getting themselves in that Baker Mayfield giveaway? That is going to be the last giveaway spot. And as soon as that double box break goes,
the double has also closed. So we'll do the single and then we'll do the double.
Way to go, guys. So a litany of things are about to happen. So we're about to see 3 phenomenal items. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to figure out who's getting that last Baker Mayfield spot for the giveaway. Number 3, we're going to give away the Baker Mayfield Speed Flex. And then number 4, college midterm series is getting ready to drop. So, guys, for those that are tuning in that are really over the age of 25, guys and gals, let's go back in the time machine. Let's go back onto the campus. Let's get our textbooks out. Let's get those pens and pencils out. Let's go back to school. Get ready for that college series. I'm excited, man. I know you definitely are. As much as I enjoy college, I nowhere near have the passion for it that you do. You're a big college guy, so I know this one you got to be really excited
The best series when it comes to, we talk about the sort of diamonds and vault having the best value for your buck. In terms of the best names in the hidden gems section, it's the college series. For me, it's definitely the college series having the hidden gems, because there's a lot of athletes that didn't really pan out in the pros, but they were superstars in college.
Yeah.
Those are the types of players that end up in the hidden gems.
Yeah, I mean, a couple that I can already think of, just to name a few. A couple guys that we've probably already pulled together that we've seen in a few hidden gems. But we will get to that series when the time comes. So we're going to do that single first guy for the Spooky. Shout out to Chinmay. He's got everything up and ready for us. So name randomizer we go. Ty asking a question about the Utes, saying, curious if the Utah Utes lid is the gold and black or standard. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to find out, my man. Only one way to find out. Unless Chinmay can see it. And he's going to be a nice guy and tease you a little bit.
It is not gold.
There you go.
But I don't know that it's necessarily the standard either. I definitely think there's some customization, but it's hard to tell.
College customization is very, very cool. That's that I like. All right, guys. So I'm gonna need one number for Spooky, please. There you go. Try to get it, the names and then what we're playing for as well. So Amanda, Joshua, Dustin, and Michael. The 4 of you guys out there. If you don't mind just giving me a number that's still down at the bottom. 4, 9, and 29. that are still left. So I was going to ask you, actually, while we actually wait for this number, what I was teasing you about a little bit, because I was going to throw those hypotheticals your way, and then we answered some questions and I wasn't able to get around to it. Before we end up opening this up, I'm going to ask you one question instead of the other. You talked about Shaquille O'Neal. Being the reason why you grew up a Lakers fan, love watching the Lakers. What's your all-time starting five? A lot of people have Shaquille O'Neal in their all-time starting five. I'm curious to see if you would have him in yours. As for those that see Chinmay go off screen here, don't worry, guys. No goblins or ghouls took him away.
No disappearing act.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna.
Thank you, Amanda. I'll get you.
All right. So there's two ways of doing this. One way is my all-time starting five in terms of who I think are the best basketball players of all time, right? That's the first way to do it. And the second way to do it, who are my favorite players to watch, who I've seen play, who I love watching play. So there's some overlap, but which way do you want me to go? I can give you both.
All-time starting five can mean a lot of things. I want you to give me the lineup that every single guy in their prime, if you wanted to contend for an entire season, let's just say that we're putting together a final series.
Okay.
What's your starting five that you think would give you the best chance against any team in any era to help you win an NBA title?
Okay. Steph, MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq.
Okay.
That's a
I
five.
feel like that's a very common list.
That's a five.
Nice.
I get my
I like
three-point
it.
shooting, I got my defense, I got my facilitator, and I have the big man.
I love it. I think that's a very good. I can never have MJ and Kobe in the same lineup because I find that to be redundant. But no disrespect, I think one or the other.
Sure.
But obviously both of them being, great wing defenders at their peak, and their athleticism and their, scoring ability is there. So I'm with you with Steph because of the spacing, the gravity, things of that nature. I would have Michael at my 2. I would have LeBron at my 3. I'd have Kevin Durant at my 4. It's either Kevin Durant or Tim Duncan.
Okay.
It's very, very tough for me, but I value spacing a lot, which clearly you did as well. And then I'd put a Hakeem Olajuwon at the 5.
Okay.
Hakeem Olajuwon
right.
with his footwork and his ability, his two-way prowess. Imagine if Hakeem had space. And I love Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson as a Twin Towers was freaking phenomenal. Real quick here, welcome in Amanda Adams. By the way, Amanda Keel, thank you for the box number. So we're about to get into this first of 3 in final Spooky Season Mixer Series breaks. Double A is asking, can you tell me the mini number 8 that was picked? So we got the winner sheet that we could pull up for you here in just a second. I'm going to let you know about that, Amanda, as soon as we get done with this first break that we have available. So who we have left? Pedro Martinez for the Boston Red Sox. Who could that possibly go to? Where are the Red Sox up here? That's Dustin Aronson. That's who you're looking for. The Lakers spot is Michael Arias. And then Josh and Amanda, you will be looking for that hidden gem. Which, again, do not be deflated by the hidden gem. That would get you the spot for Baker Mayfield, the last one that we have left. It's funny how these things work out sometimes, Chinmay. Just because the Michael Keaton Beetlejuice Funko Pop happened to go by the boards yesterday doesn't mean that we can't create our own Beetlejuice magic here. He's in Chinmay's starting 5. He's now in the break room. It's the Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
Autographed Los Angeles Lakers jersey, the purple and gold. Shaq Daddy, the Big Diesel. You know him. You love him. The biggest athletic freak in NBA history. An absolutely phenomenal hit. Congratulations to Mr. Michael Arias. Big time dub, my friend. This is a literal slam dunk for you, my guy. So Fred Warner and Shaquille O'Neal getting us started off today. Just 2 amazing jersey hits. An awesome hit. Now, just the Lakers color scheme, I feel like if you were to put together any type of basketball jersey collection for signed memorabilia, Chinmay.
Yeah.
This guy, you want to talk about a starting 5 for NBA signature memorabilia?
Sure.
I also feel like Shaq, you could argue, could be in that top 5 as well.
Absolutely.
So way to go, Michael. Congratulations, Michael, another great regular that we get here in the break room. Very nice hit, my friend. So we're going to write that up. And then I know you're putting some things. Do we have another close at all? Or
The double, so that spooky double has closed out. And we won't need the box numbers for that. I'll get those in a sec.
Perfect. I can grab those again. Do you mind just letting Amanda Adams know who won the mini number 8?
I will check mini number 8.
Yeah, Amanda, so we're going to look at that for you right now. 702.
End zone mini number 8, that was won by Scott Schuster. Won the Mike Singletary mini. And mini number 8, it would be a double box, so I'm trying to see who the other one is. And Dennis Rivers won the Roger Craig mini. So Roger Craig and Mike Singletary came out in the minis, and Scott Schuster and Dennis Rivers were the ones who won those yesterday night in the Friday 6 p.m. show.
Thank you for coming back and asking, Amanda. So Scott Schuster, you said Scott Schuster or Scott? Yeah, Scott Schuster and Dennis Rivers winning that mini number 8. So here we go, guys. We do not need, as Chinmay mentioned, any box number to be called. These are the last 2 boxes that we have available. Spooky double time coming up. All you breakers and breakettes need to worry about is who is going to land where. Because you're going to be looking for that Boston Red Sox spot for the Pedro Martinez lid. And then, now if we open up that Pedro first, Chinmay, that's where things start to get a little spooky. Because we don't know who is going to get that last spot, but we do know whoever ends up winning it does get that final chance for the Baker Mayfield giveaway. So let's randomize these names one final time for the Spooky Season Series. It's the last time that we will deal with any Ghouls and Goblins related series until October of 2026. Unless we decide to bring something back, maybe for a little Thanksgiving related action. I can't believe it's already November, man. It's crazy. I say that every November, every December. It's like, wow, the year's already coming to an end. But, feels like the years just go faster and faster now. So, box number 4 and box number 29. Let's see what we got here. All right, so the Boston Red Sox. Who ended up landing where for the Bo Sox? Congrats to Dustin Aronson. So when Pedro Martinez's helmet pops out, my friend, you are going to be taking home the Pedro Martinez lid. But let's see what that other item is going to be. This is the one that people want to know about. Everybody wants to see the Baker. But before you can meet the Baker, woo! Man, Chinmay certainly knows how to build up a good tease. He wasn't playing, folks. He was not playing. Oh, it's tearing at my heartstrings. Sheesh. Okay, so very, very cool. This is going to be a jersey. This is going to continuously be a jersey-themed day.
Yeah,
by the way,
we're just pulling jerseys.
First 3 hits are going to be jerseys, but this one, by the way, it's my first time I've seen him in the break room. There's a lot of words you can use to describe this guy as. But most notably, if you go on his basketball reference page, for some reason, his first nickname is actually an insect. And the reason why is because he was always slithering around everywhere. He was an undersized forward. He got under the skin of everybody. There was not a single person that could box him out. Pound for pound, I would argue the greatest defensive player in the history of the NBA because of his versatility, not named Bill Russell. Number 91, the 5-time World Series or NBA World Champion, Dennis Rodman, the Rodman, the Worm. Chicago Bulls edition, baby. Number 91. Michael Jordan came back and said, you know what, Dennis, I need you. I need a defensive force. Horace Grant went to Orlando and absolutely crushed the Bulls organization as they ended up losing in that playoff series when Michael returned in 95. They needed some help. MJ wasn't exactly back to Superman yet as 100%. They needed that defensive stopper. They needed a rebounding presence, which they lost with Horace Grant. Enter Dennis Rodman. And then you know what they do in their first season? They break the single season wins record at the time. 72 wins. No big deal. You know, also defeats one of the best duos of the 1990s in Sean Kemp and Gary Payton in 6 games. Light work. So congratulations to Shane Kalamia. Way to go, Shane. First time I've seen you pick up a dub.
Phenomenal hit. Not to mention, Dennis Rodman he has one of the weirdest career arcs of any like Hall of Fame player. He emerged as a star, defensive star with the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boys, who got on Michael Jordan's nerves. Michael Jordan probably hated his guts.
Yeah.
And then in the late 90s, him and Jordan won 3 championships together. Jordan recruited him to the Bulls. He has one of the craziest career arcs of any Hall of Fame player.
He is one of the best. Now, for those out there, he is the definition of an egoless guy. Now, he was a ego-driven guy in the terms of when he was dialed in and locked in. I mean, he was a guy that was picking up Magic Johnson in the finals. He was the guy that was picking up Karl Malone in the finals. His defensive versatility was second to none. At 6'6", he played, he was a walk-on in college at Southeastern Oklahoma. Was a day 2 pick, a second-round pick by the Pistons, as Chinmay just mentioned. Won 2 NBA championships there with the Bad Boy Pistons. One of the most fascinating stories in NBA history. So that's just a really, really awesome hit. Funny thing that you and I were actually just talking about, ranking where we would have certain guys. Funny enough, I was actually just watching a podcast yesterday. Can't exactly name the podcast, unfortunately, because it was I just can't remember the name of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Shaquille O'Neal, who we were talking about, and Reggie Miller were both featured on there, and they were asked to give their Mount Rushmore of power forwards. And surprisingly, somebody named Dennis. No disrespect to Dennis, we obviously just gave him all the love and praise in the world, which he deserves. But he was actually on 2 out of the 4 gentlemen that were on the panel. 2 out of the 4 of them had Dennis Rodman in their Mount Rushmore of all time. So goes to show you the overall greatness, and defense and playing your roles matters, guys. For those out there that have, kids that are getting into sports, you don't have to be the star of every team that you're on. Be a star in your role. It's exactly what Dennis Rodman was. We all know what this is going to be, but I don't want to undersell it. This guy is a legend. In Boston, he'll never have to pay for a drink in the state of Massachusetts ever again. One of my favorite personalities in all sports. We're going to keep this bad boy out.
Yeah.
Pedro Martinez. Batting helmet. Absolutely love it. Now, Pedro Martinez back in the day was certainly not afraid, Chinmay, to throw some beanballs at opposing guys' batting helmets. But again, multiple-time Cy Young Award winner, one of the most dominant pitchers of his era. Just an awesome, awesome hit to Dustin Aronson with the Boston Red Sox hit there. So that's going to round things out. Shane, by the way, Kalamia, Shane, if you're tuning in, not only do you get the Dennis Rodman jersey, as I just mentioned, my friend, but you also get that last spot for the giveaway for Dennis Rodman. Or for Baker Mayfield, my fault. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, just trying to see if I can find some kind of stand to prop this up on. Let me see what I can do. Have that on its side. So the moment we've all been waiting for when it comes to this series. So, Chinmay, I'm assuming, my friend, that's all the other names are updated? Or do you need me to update that for you?
All the names in the giveaway are updated.
Thank you.
That's correct.
So now the Baker Mayfield giveaway. I was lucky enough to give away the Josh Allen Speed Flex yesterday afternoon. Dustin Aronson.
May be able to improvise on the pager here. Let's see.
I was going to say, if you're able to maybe even reverse the skull the other direction there. That'd be nice for a little display.
There you go.
Nice. Very, very cool. And make it Halloween-y. Why not? Names are updated. Let's see who's going to be lucky enough to win the spooky giveaway. All right, guys, so gonna see what we have here. We have a lot of regulars in here. I absolutely love to see it. The first person who was entered in this was Michael with the Eric Gagne bat. Very nice. And then the last one with Dennis Rodman. So actually gonna go back and see all of these hidden gems and secondary headliners. So how we're gonna do this is the same way we do the Chase Wheel Spin, everybody. So the number today happens to be the number 11. Whoever ends up at the top of the list is gonna get, again, this guy right here, Baker Mayfield. That's going to one of you. Let's see who we got. Michael, Joshua, Daniel, Christopher, Amanda, Jason, John, Tom, Adam, Timothy, Sean, John, Heath, and Shane. All of you, good luck. 11 times around we go. This is one of those times where when I click this, it's like, I better not hit 12 by mistake. All right, so number 10. Right now we got Shane, the most recent entry on top. Is Shane's one entry going to stand on business? Or are we going to have somebody else claim this spot? Here we go. Last click for the Baker Mayfield giveaway. Speedflex goes to John, Mr. Touchdown, Touchton. Way to go, Mr. Touchton. Congratulations. You, my friend, are the winner of the Baker Mayfield giveaway here on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Custom Speedflex. John Touchton, everybody. Give John a nice round of applause. His entry that he had, by the way, let's see, how many entries did John have? Well, look at what we have here, Chinmay. Just one entry that he ended up having, one win, and that was the Allen Iverson Funko Pop.
Nice.
So he won an AI Funko Pop, and then he gets Baker Mayfield. Now, we all know AI is the answer, but I think Baker Mayfield might be a little bit better of an answer for winning this memorabilia. So congratulations, John. Very awesome hit, my friend. Write that up for you. Just going to have that available 270.
And the college is live, but before we go through the college, we do have a vault single to get to.
Let's do it. Thank you very much, guys. Ty
By
said,
the way, the Speedflex double has one spot to go.
Sweet.
So we can do a Speedflex double as well.
Keep it going.
If we close out that break.
John touched him. Very cool. Sorry about that, guys. So just writing that up for our man John there. So just leave that here for right now. We could find the box after the show for that, so no worries at all. Gonna get to that next break. Vault single. You're gonna need one box number, guys. One. 10:30 hour right now. So for those on the West Coast, maybe you're just getting your Saturday morning started off. Now on the East Coast, getting close to lunchtime. Make sure to pop something in that microwave, pop something in that oven. Make sure you got Ultimate Autographs going on in the background. Again, thank you guys for being as amazing as you have been this morning. We've seen some A-list hits, man. Your teases, your lead-ups certainly did not disappoint.
Thank you.
The Fred Warner jersey got us started off. Followed by the Shaquille O'Neal, Pedro Martinez combo, headliners to close out that spooky series, and then wrapped it up with the Worm, finishing him out, allowing Shane Kalami to get that last Baker Mayfield entry spot. Unfortunately for Shane, he and everybody else was able to see John Touchton, luckily, win that Baker Mayfield giveaway spot.
And the Speed Flex double has also closed out, so we will
Thank you guys.
we'll do that vault single and then do the Speed Flex double.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
vault
you.
single and then
Yeah.
Speed Flex double.
Thank you guys very much. So we're gonna have 3 breaks coming up, guys. 1 here in the vault single, and then that double box break in the Speed Flex series. So I got the divisions ready, but before that, gonna need that number. So if you see your name up here, Sean, I saw you comments earlier, my friend. Feel free to drop a number that's available at the bottom of the screen. The ticker is updated for you guys. Dustin in the series as well, who just won that Boston Red Sox Pedro Martinez batting helmet. Dennis Rivers, the doc. Haven't seen the doc tune in at all as of yet. Haven't seen that beer glass emoji that he always likes to drop as a part of his cheers salute to us here in the break room. Well, I love myself some Doc Rivers. I'm more of a Dennis Rivers guy than a Doc Rivers guy.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be very honest about that one. And Trenton Harrington as well. Trenton, another awesome break room regular. Trenton in this series for the vault single. While we're waiting on that number, guys, I'm going to just give you one quick refresher of what we're playing for in the vault series for this headliner. If there's no number by then we'll go to the wheel. The Sharp Brothers. This counts as an AFC South hit. Now, Rob, why does that count as an AFC South hit? If you could see by the rest of the headliners in this series, we don't discriminate here in the break room. We want to give every single division an opportunity of some love. Despite Sterling and Shannon never playing for an AFC South team, we wanted to combine, since this was a dual signature, we thought this was a cool idea, considering that this was on a Pro Football Hall of Fame helmet and not a designated team. We thought it would be a cool opportunity to give the AFC South some love here. Bo Nix available on the authentic, same with Josh Allen. Rashee Rice and Teddy Bruschi on the Speed Flex. And by the way, guys, we are spoiled with having secondary headliners. 4 out of the 5 still remaining. Keyshawn Judkins, Warren Moon, Jordan Addison, and Ndamukong Suh. So unless I see something popping up here in the next few seconds, I'm going to go to the wheel, my friends. There you go. Now let's see what we get. So Sean ended up bringing in the number 3 as I ended up spinning the wheels. So Sean, I'm going to give that to you because I know the YouTube comments can be delayed, my friend. So no worries about that. So Chinmay, I'm going to go with the number, or Sean's going to go with the number 3.
All right.
I can understand. I know that the YouTube comments more than any other streaming service that we have there. The comments are delayed, so you got it in just enough time, Sean. So it won't be 26. It will be your number 3. Thank you very much. Okay, very cool. Mind if I just hand this to you?
Oh, yeah.
Just because I don't know where the box is for that right now.
We'll
So
need,
figure that out, yeah. All right, guys, division break time. Sean Brisbane, little box color magic, perhaps. He's got the most spots in this series. Let's see what we can get going on now with his box number 3. He's got the NFC North and South, also the NFC West and AFC North with the AFC West as well. Dustin Aronson in the NFC East, Dennis the Doc Rivers in the AFC South, and Trenton Harrington rounding things out in the AFC East. Good luck, gentlemen, across the series. 4 guys vying for 1 headliner spot. This vault series, which, by the way, guys, still has a couple of vault keys left, 3 of them to be exact. Get yourself a chance at some possible UA credit, as well as hitting yourself a secondary headliner or a hidden gem. 20 boxes left, 10 headliners. Let's see, 50-50 chance of this being a headliner. Let's see what we got. Well, it is not that coveted cloth bag, but this is a very, very good consolation prize. This is either going to be an authentic or a rep. But is it going to be a headliner rep is going to be the biggest question. Well, the answer to that simply, Chinmay, is yes. This is going to be a headliner. Now, we're going to be taking a trip to the defensive side of the ball. Talked about him a little bit earlier in the show today. had one of the best rookie seasons a Detroit Lion player has ever had. He was named a first-team All-Pro Chinmay in a 10-sack rookie season. He never eclipsed that mark after his rookie year, but still made 2 All-Pro first teams after that. The 5-time Pro Bowler, he made 2 Super Bowls, won one in the latter part of his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gonna have him on a Detroit Lions sit here. Congratulations to Sean Brisbane. It's Ndamukong Suh. Very nice hit on the game day authentic right there for Mr. Brisbane. This is why you pay to play. Maximize the spot opportunity. Had 4 spots in this series. He had a 1 in 2 chance of landing a headliner.
Yeah.
He had a 1 in 2 chance of getting a hit, 4 spots in an 8-person break.
Mm-hmm.
And the box caller magic, the stars were aligned for Sean Brisbane, and he is going to be going home with an Ndamukong Suh game day authentic. So, Sean, all the way around, my friend, a round of applause to you.
Talk about a guy you don't want to see on Halloween, or really any day. If you're on the defense side of the ball, you want him as your teammate. If you're on the opposing offense, that's a guy you don't want to see.
Now, that was a pretty controversial thing with Suh at the time, because I know with him, his contract negotiations after his rookie deal with Detroit, things fizzled out pretty quickly with him there. And they regretted that very quickly afterwards. So even though the list of accomplishments that he had in Detroit weren't as prosperous where he played throughout the rest of his career, his locker room presence, and his veteran stability, he was still very, very good elsewhere. And again, was a big contributor on an excellent defensive team for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020. Sean said it nice. Thank you, guys. No, Sean, thank you. My friend, you made the magic happen. You did the hard work. I cut open a box and said your name. I have the easy job.
Yeah.
So thank you, my man. So, very, very cool. Let's see. You said we got the Speed Flex double coming out, correct?
Yeah.
So
I think we can put Suh away.
I'm going to put Mr. Suh away. You know what, Sean? This is not belittling your hit whatsoever. You know what this means? Just means that we're putting it away sooner to get it shipped to you. Yeah. So that's the way that I like to look at it. Speed Flex double coming up, guys, and then I'm going to go through another rundown of the break page. We'll see where we're at after the Speed Flex. Hopefully we are re-upped in a couple different series by then. By the way, shout out to our shipping department, because if you're a regular on here, you can possibly see, Chime, when you put together items back into bags, the bags are bigger now. They're bigger and better than ever.
Yeah.
So we're very appreciative of that. Makes our lives a little bit easier. So I'm a big fan of it.
Big ups, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of the new bags for
Big
sure.
ups.
So going to need 2 numbers, guys, for the Speed Flex. For the Speed Flex double, not the Speed Lex. Lex Luthor is not going to be in one of these boxes.
It'd be wild if he's in one of the boxes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he would be able to...
It'd be a true Halloween surprise for us.
I was going to say, I feel like he would easily be able to get out of one of those boxes. See who we got going in this series. Got a couple of regulars from the show today. Trent Harrington, Scott Freed, Dustin Aronson, Sean Colmia, and Amanda Keel. So 11 times around we go again. Again, guys, another reminder. The Chase Wheel Spin for the show today. If we want to get into another Chase Wheel Spin opportunity, we're going to have one for the spooky season, because you guys were so phenomenal at closing that out.
Yep, we'll definitely have that.
And then the minis. The minis is the other Chase Wheel Spin. So if you want 2 Chase Wheel Spins today, ladies and gents, make sure to check out the minis while we get that Speed Flex double going here as we get ready to break that. So Still waiting on those numbers, guys. I'm going to go through the division alignments, and if by then, we will go to the wheel. So, Shane, I know you got that comment in there. Oh, no, that was Mr. Brisbane. This is Mr. Kalamia. So just make sure to get that comment in right now for those two jersey box or 2 box numbers that are at the bottom of the screen for you guys. Amanda Keel in the NFC North. Shane.
Oh wait, we got to do the box numbers before the division.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Before you do the randomizer.
Yeah. Oh no, I asked for them.
Right. And then okay. I don't know the technical procedure for it, but it's fine. We'll roll with it for now.
Okay, I got you. Amanda Keel in the NFC North, Shane Klame in the NFC South, Trent Harrington in the NFC East, and in the NFC West with the AFC North and the AFC South, Trenton.
In the middle, it's a Trenton sandwich.
Yeah, it really is. With Dustin Aronson and Scott Freed being the bottom bun. But it doesn't mean anything bad whatsoever, being the bottom bun in the AFC East or the AFC West. Got some really, really good opportunities.
Brady in the AFC East. That's what you really want, right?
That is probably the tastiest part of the sandwich right there. So any possible double-up opportunities that we have here, in the AFC North spot there for Trent, he basically gets a double-up spot in his own with the dual signature of Burrow and Chase potentially. Terrell Davis, AFC West. Sean Alexander, NFC West. Gronk, NFC South. Kurt Warner, NFC West. So you got the Alexander and Kurt Warner double-up spot there for Trent Harrington.
Cook and Brady would be the double-up, right, in the AFC East?
Correct, in the AFC East. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice there. So got 2 different opportunities there. So haven't seen anything yet, guys, for either number. So going to end up going to the wheel for both of these. See what we got here. First one, Shin Man, it's going to be the number 4. 4 for the Speed Flex, my friend. 4. So apparently, according to Adam Schefter just now, College Game Day, somebody made that $500,000 kick for College Game Day. I love when they do that, man. That is so cool.
Very cool.
Another number. Number 2 is going to be, let's double that box up. Number 8.
We do not have box 8. But we do have box 7 and box 9.
Picker wheel time.
Pick between them.
All right, guys. Picker wheel, no problem at all. So we're going to do 7 and 9, I should say. Already have box 4. Let's see what the last box is going to be. Chin Man, that looks like it's going to be box number... Oh, this is close. Box number 9. 4 and 9. Sounds good to me. Tom Brady time. Or is it the former rushing yards leader in Sean Alexander? Rob Gronkowski, top 5 all-time in receiving touchdowns for tight ends. Kurt Warner, former MVP and Super Bowl champion. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Can't find a better 1-2 punch in the quarterback wide receiver room right now in the NFL than those two. Or could we possibly see a secondary headliner make his way in here? So, division alignments, we know what we got. As Chin May put, the Trenton sandwich in the middle with Amanda Keel and Sean Kalamia on top. Dustin Aronson and Scott Freed on the bottom. Good luck to everybody. Box number 4, first Speed Flex today, Chin Man. In my morning coffee, I always like to get myself a nice little douse of Speed Flex. And you'll never believe what we got here. We have ourselves a cloth bag. It's a Speed Flex. In the Speed Flex series, who would have thought? You guys are playing for the big-time headliners. Let's get a big-time headline hit to start off this Speed Flex season. Again, 7 in 10 chance, guys. 70% chance. Let's see if the odds are in your favor. That's how we start this off. Okay. Well, this is a headliner on a Speed Flex in a different series. Very, very interesting turn. How the tables have turned, as Michael Scott would like to say. So for this guy, you probably stashed him on your bench in fantasy football, waiting for this guy to emerge as Patrick Mahomes' #1 wide receiving option for the Kansas City Chiefs. He has an autographed inscription as a photoed headliner in the Vault Series as a Super Bowl champion. The former second-round pick out of SMU, it's Rashee Rice. Well, guess what? He was kind enough to also put a Super Bowl championship inscription on this lid as well.
Wow.
So look at that.
Very cool.
Very, very nice. All Rashee does is eat rice, and all Scott Freed does is cook up some rice. Very, very cool hit here. An AFC West smackadoodle-doo. So now he also has an opportunity of getting himself a double-up
with
the
Terrell
Terrell
Davis.
With the Denver Broncos. So congratulations to Scott Freed. Scott Freed, Rashee Rice. You freed him.
Yeah.
You freed him out of the series.
And Rashee Rice coming back, having a big start to this season after he came back from a suspension. Obviously, the rookie season, he wins the Super Bowl. You can see that Chiefs passing offense get back to what they should have been and what they used to be with Rashee Rice back on the field. Rashee Rice, a guy that I had his rookie season in fantasy and eventually, took him up. I'm going up against Rashee Rice in fantasy this week. So, hopefully I withstand what will be a very solid outing.
I want to wish you
Rice.
your best wishes, just because anytime Buffalo and Kansas City play, the scoreboard seems to explode.
Hey, we talked about this. We talked about this a little bit last week. I had Quentin Johnston with the bagel in one of my matchups. I actually won that matchup, and on my team, I had Quentin Johnston, Jake Ferguson, and Baker Mayfield.
Look at that.
And I still won. So I have some luck. I already have some luck in fantasy this season.
Fergie's only bad week.
Yeah, so I had 2 bagels, and Baker, I think, scored like 7 or 8 points. So it was very, very crazy stuff.
And Baker was cooking up some bagels in the fantasy. That was nice. That was really nice of you to actually start a player down in Quentin Johnston.
2 players down, basically, ended up being. Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'll be starting QJ this week.
Okay, yeah.
So because I have, because my wife, who am I? Oh, Ibuka's on a bye. So I have Diggs, QJ, and Odunze going in my wide receiver.
Nice.
And then Kyron Williams and your boy, need him healthy, Josh Jacobs. And I would like to...
He'll be healthy.
I would like to welcome back to the Flock family in my starting lineup, Lamar Jackson. A 25-point demolition derby, which, by the way, I didn't show you this, but I hit a nice 15-1 parlay in that game.
Nice. Very cool.
So
very
I took
cool.
Derrick Henry. I used a profit boost. Still,
Nice.
But so I think it was 12-13-1.
Okay.
Derrick Henry, 100 rushing yards. Lamar, 200 passing. Achane, all-purpose, 100 from scrimmage.
Yeah.
And then Tua, 200 passing.
Oh, okay.
So-
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little 10 to win 150. So
Good profit there. Good profit.
Speaking of 150, if you guys ended up buying into a single, it's a little bit less than the price point to get yourself into a single for the Speed Flex series. Something tells me, Chinmay, that whatever's inside of this mystery cloth bag here, it's gonna be worth a lot more than $150. Something tells me that. So Rashee Rice, by the way, guys, Patrick Mahomes is #1 wide receiver, Super Bowl champion.
Already.
A third-year wide receiver is a hidden gem in this series, which, again, now we have 9 available bags left. 7 headliners still intact.
Yeah.
So the odds have ever gotten closer in your favor.
Very high.
And let's see if that's
Very high.
Let's see if that's going to continue. It's not. I put my foot down. I said, you know what? These people need the headliners. They came here to eat a juicy, delicious headliner. And I'll tell you this right now. In terms of aesthetics, it's very hard to beat when it comes to this guy right here. The 2005 National Football League MVP, running up and down football fields in the Pacific Northwest for the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to make a delicious part of this Trent Harrington sandwich, according to Chinmay. It's Sean Alexander. Look at this glow, baby, on the Speed Flex. This is a very bright and vibrant glow. This is a very different look and appeal. Trenton, when you get this delivered to you, buddy, the way that this illuminates in the lighting, very, very unique. Sean Alexander, a throwback running back, a very bruising running style. Everybody talks about that Penn to Derrick Henry forearm shiver. He had one of the best stiff arm packages. The highlight tapes that he would put together. Man, reason why he won an MVP. You know what? Just to, we don't get to, this is my first Sean Alexander poll. So, just to show you guys his dominant 2005 season, the three-time Pro Bowler, again, the 2005 MVP. In that season, by the way, guys, played just 9 years in the NFL from ages 23 to 31. 370 carries led the NFL. Almost 1,900 yards on the ground. He had 27 rushing touchdowns.
My boy LT's record was very close to being broken.
Very, very close.
Very
I
close.
think he was one away.
Yeah.
I think LT's got 28, right, which is the all-time mark.
Well,
like
LT had 31 total in the season.
That particular season for Mr. Alexander had almost 118 yards on average. Could you imagine having 100 yards on the ground and you're like, dude, you got to pick it up? That's the type of year Sean Alexander had in 2005. He peaked at age 28. Just an unbelievable season for, again, a team that went to the Super Bowl that year. So back then, nowadays the narrative is that, you know, the running back, you know what, third dime a dozen, who needs him? Saquon Barkley destroyed that narrative last year. How are the Indianapolis Colts looking this year, Chinmay, with Jonathan Taylor?
Pretty good.
Looking pretty good?
Pretty good.
Don't disrespect the running backs.
Jonathan Taylor might be the MVP of the league this year.
We are pro running backs. Hey, that's a nice conversation that you and I can have. Another conversation that
the other thing that I like is that we get two inscriptions. I love the inscriptions on these helmets all the time. It gives the helmet some flair. It gives the autograph some flair. Also, when you're displaying this, you know, not everyone is this may come as a shock to some of you and certainly to us. Not everyone is necessarily a big sports fan. They might not know every single player. But if you see Super Bowl champion, 2005 NFL MVP, it's a good reference point for knowing how elevated this player was. It's a good reference point for understanding the uniqueness of the item. And the inscriptions aren't on every item. So it does make them stand out. And we got two of them right here with Rashee Rice and Sean Alexander.
I love your point there about not everybody knows, obviously not just the sports part, but some of these players in general. There are a new batch of fans, obviously, every generation. There are maybe some people that grew up on Sean Alexander like you and I.
Yeah.
And then the kids following that grew up on Marshawn Lynch in the Pacific Northwest. And now they get Kenneth Walker, Skywalker, and Zach Charbonnet in this very, very good Seattle Seahawks looking era that they have now with Sam Darnold at the helm. So, again, it's one of those things where this type of lid here stands the test of time. Yeah. So shout out to you, Trent, and shout out to Scott. Awesome way to get the Speed Flex series started, but we are far from over, guys, when it comes to that Speed Flex series. So only 1 out of 2 headliners were taken down. 8 boxes are left. 6 total headliners still available, folks. So excellent ratios that are still left. I'm going to give you guys some extra time here because we are still pretty wide open across the board. I want to see this 5 number in the minis. This is what I'm going to give you guys a chance for. I'm a generous guy. In the studio, outside of it, IRL, some people might beg to differ on that opinion.
Up for debate.
But because that's our main chase wheel spin, we're already going to get one because you guys close out the spooky season series. You know what time it is. It's the Saturday morning. It's the Saturday edition of this week's Ultimate Autographs. You know what? I'm going to coin this. The Ultimate Autograph Spread Picks of the Week with Rob and Chinmay. We're going to get into it right now. And the reason we're going to do it right now, because I want to give you guys some extension to get into this mini-series, guys. Close this mini-series out before the show ends. Get yourself some UA credit back. Ashley, I saw that you were in this early on in the show. Again, only 5 spots need to be taken. A.J. Brown, Keyshawn Junkins, and Ndamukong Suh, who we saw get pulled in on Authentic earlier in the series. So maybe Beetlejuice some juju there. Ray Lewis and Lawrence Taylor all available on headliners. Chad Johnson, a secondary headliner. 6-9 chance, guys. 6'7", 6'9". You know.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm not even kidding. The Halloween party that I was at last night, I had a couple of guys my age that were like doing that for like a video, and
have you seen?
Brother, it sent me back.
I saw some videos. I saw some things yesterday.
I'm sorry.
They're like people, and by people I mean like dozens of people, just gathered around. You know, at some restaurants, like it's mostly burger places, but like Portillo's does this too, where like if you're in the restaurant, they'll call out your order number.
Yeah.
So like there are people at like In-N-Out, and they're like filming the 6-7 or like order 6-7.
Oh, yeah.
And just going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And it got named Word of the Year by Dictionary.com, and the definition from Dictionary.com was purposefully meaningless. There's just no words. There's just no words to say. Like, what have we come to?
The world has come to an end.
Yeah, we're very close to being there. But
yeah,
we'll give our spread picks for this
Correct.
week, and hopefully in that time we can close out this mini break. We'll do the mini break, and then take a break of our own.
Yeah,
before going to
absolutely.
the noon
Yeah.
show.
Ty summed it up with one word that all needed to be said: dumb.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Nail, meat, hammer on that one. So that's what we're actually going to try to do for our week 9. Week 9 already?
Week 9, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
week 9.
week 9.
Spread picks, my friends. So do you have the post-it note from last week?
We're tied.
Yeah. Do you happen to have that?
12, I may have tossed it.
If you did, it's all good. I was going to try to get in the product cam and also for memory purposes.
tossed it.
Okay, no worries at all. So
I remember what we had, though. You
Perfect.
had the Bucks, the Giants, and the
I had the Bucks, the Giants, and your Green Bay Packers.
and Packers. Yes.
So
Bucks,
that
Giants,
brought,
Packers.
so that brought my
you're
record
2-1.
to 13-12.
12-12, but you have 13-12
12.
because of the Cardinals spread over the Packers.
Okay, gotcha. So 13-12. Which again, I appreciate you giving me that because I mean that could prove the difference by
That
the
could
end
be
of
the
the year.
difference, yeah.
Could prove the difference here.
You're up by 1 because of that right now.
And then you went 1-2.
I went
correct?
1-2. I had the Jets, which I thought was going to be a dumb decision, but ended up being great.
Yeah.
And then I also had the Niners.
Thanks to a casual 23-point fourth quarter.
I had the Niners, and then I also had the Cowboys.
Okay, so then that brought you down to
12-12.
12-12. So,
Yeah.
guys, this
500.
is guys, this is a neck-and-neck race right now. If you want to end up having, like, who's going to have it, Rob or Chinmay, feel free to let us know in the chat. We like to indulge you guys in this because, you know, Chinmay and I are here on the weekends. We like to get you ready for the pros. Once kickoff, which, by the way, is happening in just a few moments for a lot of the main slate here on College Game Day. Chinmay is our resident college expert. So, and of course, it's only apropos. Guess what's going to be happening going on in the 11 o'clock or the
College
noon
Series
show.
is live.
College Series is live, baby,
I already
so.
I saw Ty get in there in that double. So jump in and get those spots. And by the way, one of the spots in that college, one of the sort of divisions or teams, because in college we don't do it by division, we do it by teams.
Yep.
We group teams. One of the teams involved is my Missouri Tigers. So there is some Missouri memorabilia in there, just waiting to be had. There's also an A&M spot, which means that Johnny Football is a possibility.
Don't do it for me. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for Chinmay. Get those Mizzou Tigers out there. Do it for Johnny Football, man. Get that Texas A&M hit going for Johnny Football. So we need some hits. You know what? I'm just as much as I enjoy having the leg up on you. I've been waiting since basically week 1 to finally pass you in the rearview mirror. But you know what? I wish both of us the best here. And as always, it's customary, my friend. You're gonna get the first pick off the board.
Yeah.
Week 9 first pick.
This is going to be a crazy game. And, you know, in these types of games, it's not a playoff game. we've seen them play in the playoffs many times. In these types of games, I just tend to lean to the home team. So I'll take the Bills as a home underdog against the Chiefs. I think it's 1.5. It could be 2 at DraftKings. Let me see.
I see 1.5 on ESPN.
It's 1.5 on ESPN bet. I'll see what it is at DraftKings. But it's either 1.5 or 2. It's not gonna. It's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah. And anytime that you can get a powerhouse,
Yeah, it's 1.5 at DK also.
Yeah, if you can get a powerhouse like Buffalo at home as a dog, it's usually a typical thing. So your rationale, is that the reason why you would do that?
Yeah, I just think they're evenly matched. Buffalo's coming off a bye, and they're at home.
Yeah.
So give me the Bills.
Getting yourself the more well-rested team, and again, they've been on a little bit of a slide lately. Josh Allen himself, so I think this is a great get-back spot. This is going to be a great opportunity for him with a total of 52.5. Should see some fireworks during the prime time 325 slate. Just to show you that they're trying to set this up for that really the slog after what we get from the big time noon slate.
Yeah.
Usually you got 3 or 4 games mixed in around the 3 o'clock hour. They specifically made sure that this one started from the rest during the 3 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
So obviously Chiefs-Bills, it's been the #1 rivalry in football really since the start of the decade. So let's keep that going. So I like that. So plus 1.5. Buffalo going out to Highmark Stadium. The last time that we're going to see the Chiefs play at Highmark Stadium. So
that we know of.
Allegedly. That we know of. So this is where things start to get interesting here. So possible, man. I see so many trap doors to fall through because I see some that look so gosh darn appealing to the eye, but then my betting side kind of just kind of like backs away a little bit. It's kind of like the angel and devil on my shoulder.
Yeah.
But you know what? This team, specifically for you and I, actually, funny enough, has actually helped me more times than not. I'm going to go to the Sunday Night Football game on
Okay. Yeah, that was one that I was looking at as well.
I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going to back the -2.5. Now, I'm actually going to take this under the impression that even if, and again, nothing has gone right for this team injury-wise or anything.
Right.
The NFC Championship game last year, representatives in the Washington Commanders, their defense this year has been putrid. They can't stop a nosebleed this year.
Hasn't been good.
Hasn't been good. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin have basically been non-existent all season. Of course, not because of their play. Jaden played last week, I believe, correct?
No. Mariota played last week. Jaden is expected to play this week.
He is expected to play this week, but still, regardless, I love the job that Mike McDonald has done up in the Pacific Northwest for the Seahawks. They're 3-0 away from Seattle. They've done a phenomenal job this season. Sam Darnold is the truth and a half. He showed that last year, despite the last 2 weeks of his tenure as a Viking, he's not the proverbial pumpkin that people thought he was going to revert back to. Again, they got a consistent running game on the ground. Their line has been young and improving, but their defense is legit. It plays on the road, so I just like how the Seattle team is built. They're a sleeping giant, I think, in the NFC.
Yeah.
They're the team that if they end up coming out as a wild card, if they don't win that NFC West title, they are not going to be an easy wild card team. They can definitely be a division titles team's worst nightmare.
For sure.
AKA looking at you, Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna take Seattle with the wood at -2.5. And now,
definitely a lot of trap doors here. Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm glad that you see that as well.
I'm going to go with another team that's coming off a bye. They're going to be at home, and I think they absolutely steamroll their opponents in a high-scoring game.
Okay.
Give me the Detroit Lions -9.5 against the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow. Okay.
Detroit coming off a bye. Dan Campbell doesn't let up. J.J. McCarthy, we've seen him play well for a few quarters. Hasn't been so good for most of his first year as a starter. I think the Vikings might score some garbage time points, but I think the Lions don't let up here. Give me Detroit -9.5 at home coming off the bye.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, the McCarthy point speaks in it for itself. And this is kind of like throwing a... It's kind of like throwing a sheep with a bunch of raw steaks around its neck into a tiger's den.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, no, this is a very tough spot for McCarthy to be put into, and this Detroit Lions defense is starting to get healthy again. They've actually been able to put together some solid defensive performances with a lot of their main starters being out, especially in their secondary. So Kirby Joseph is back. Brian Branch is expected to be back. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson in the games that he has played this year, he has shown to be why they ended up giving him that big-time payday.
Extension,
that big-time payday. He has he has lived up to it, certainly, this season. So, and plus they're at home, too. They're just a different offensive beast at home. So covering by 2 scores, I like that pick a lot, actually. So, very, very good. So, again, a lot of large numbers. There's a lot of large numbers to go. A lot of big totals as well to be thrown around. I don't feel good about this. And I might call an audible here last second unless I see something else that I don't see. But, man, oh, man. Again, I'm looking at San Francisco and New York. I look at that as a trap game. Even though I said that, I backed the Giants last week. And they kept me from a perfect week, so I can't. Now, do I punish them by going with San Francisco?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Possibly.
However,
little reverse theory.
Denver and Houston, I don't want to touch. That's very weird because Houston's this Jekyll and Hyde with me all year. So I'm going to go with my initial gut here. I'm going to go for the local team here in the Chicagoland area, but I'm going to back the home team. I'm going to back the Cincinnati Bungles to not bungle a 2-point favor that they're getting. I'm going to take Cincinnati with the points at -2.5 at home. Just for the lone fact, now Trey Hendrickson I don't think is expected to play for Cincinnati this upcoming weekend, which obviously very terrifying. The Bears offense has a lot of firepower behind it. Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze. DeAndre Swift, however, not going to play. He is not expected to play this upcoming Sunday. Kyle Monungai expected to be the starting running back, the rookie running back, fourth round pick for the Chicago Bears. He's had a nice rookie season, but because of Joe Flacco, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2025. Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Look at the points that Cincinnati's been able to put up with Joe Flacco at the helm. I'm able to get really an electric offense, which is what they have been. It's the truth. Until I see any signs of Chicago's defense showing me any semblance of stopping a good offense, I'm going to take the team with the points in what should be I could see this being I could see this being a shootout. I can definitely see Cincinnati being viable.
Sneakily being a shootout. Yeah.
Exactly, but I also Cincinnati's also playing for the playoff lives. So if they end up winning this game and moving to 4-5, Pittsburgh, they have a tough game
against the Colts.
Against the Colts, and then they have the Chargers on Sunday Night Football the following week.
Okay, yeah.
So again, Cincinnati can put themselves in a position to stay viable in that AFC North.
Absolutely.
So.
I'm going to go with my last pick. I'm going to go with the team that you just mentioned. And they're coming off, I believe, a little bit of a mini bye because they had Thursday Night Football last week. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers to cover 9.5 points against the Tennessee Titans.
You don't want to take the Titans points
anymore?
I
don't want to take the Titans points anymore. I thought they would get a little bit of a boost after the Brian Callahan firing. They, in fact, did not. So I'm going to go with the Chargers to keep this good mojo going and get that win in Tennessee comfortably. Give me Chargers -9.5 coming off the mini bye because they won on Thursday night.
Well, there's a couple of numbers you and I both like. My first 2 picks have been 2.5. Favored and to cover, and then your last 2 picks have been 10 to cover for Detroit and the Chargers here. So I'll wrap up our picks here in just a second, guys, which, by the way, you used the word mini, which is why I'm trying to keep this on here for you guys a little bit longer. I want to get that mini spot broken into so we can
haven't seen anything come through, though. Haven't seen anything come through, though.
So that looks like we're going to end up wrapping up the show here after this final spread pick, Chinmay. So for
we'll do the wheel spin. You got to do the wheel spin.
Correct.
So we'll do the wheel spin.
Correct. Man, this is tough. This is really, really tough. So I'm not betting against the Cards as much as I want to. I think Dallas at home can most definitely cover that 3.5 for sure. Oh my goodness. Rams 14.5. Goodness gracious. Wow, there's not a lot left on the board. Getting the last pick, being the last dog at the bowl, man, this is not great. You know what? I'm backtracking against myself. Give me Dallas -3.5.
Wow.
Give me Dallas -3.5.
There's some quarterback uncertainty for the Cardinals. Unsure if Kyler Murray will in fact play or if it will be Jacoby Brissett. And Dallas at home has been really good. The other thing is, though, is Dallas's defense isn't very good. You're expecting kind of a back and forth game, but Dallas has played extremely well at home.
As crazy as this might sound, in his pro career, in his college career, in his high school career, Kyler Murray, being a Texas kid, he has never lost at Jerry World. He has never lost at AT&T Stadium in his entire football life.
Okay.
So if he does play, I'm just saying, because, you know, us odds bettors and trenders, we like to look at trends.
We like to look at that, yeah.
He's never lost, but Jacoby Brissett, if we're calling a spade, he has been able to run the offense more efficiently than Kyler Murray has this year. But again, that uncertainty. But I'm looking at it from a Dallas perspective. This is a 53.5 total. It's the highest projected total for Week 9 out of all potential games. And their offense has been clicking on all cylinders. Again, Dallas playing for a playoff spot in the NFC East, which outside of Philadelphia, they have a legitimate chance of getting themselves an NFC wildcard spot. This year does Dallas on the back of that offense. They're 2-0-1 at home. That one tie that they had, of course, coming against your Green Bay Packers when they put up a 40-burger in overtime. This offense, I think, can definitely end up giving them a win at home and covering that 3.5-point spread. So I'll give you a quick rundown. We're going to do our hits of the show, the Chase Wheel Spin, and then step aside for the 12 o'clock show, which Chimney and I will be back for. So the spread picks, read them and weep if you can, guys. I know it'll be a little bit hard there, but yeah, it's a pretty clear shot right there. So Chimney going with Buffalo plus 1.5, and Detroit and the Chargers covering 9.5-point spreads for myself. Seattle covering 2.5 on Sunday Night Football. Cincinnati plus 2.5 at home against Chicago. And the Monday night game, Cowboys could be the decider for the week between you and I.
Yeah.
Very tightly contested. Me 13-12, you 12-12. Let's see how this goes, my friends. So let's do the Chase Wheel Spin. Looking best offense, the Colts. Second best, the Cowboys. And third best, whoever is playing the Cowboys. Yeah, no, I love that, Ty. Saw that on Facebook. Yeah, no, it's been a very accurate depiction of this Cowboys team. But again, a 500 record, 8-9, 9-8, could get them that 7th seed in the NFC this year with the way that things are shaping up. So one last look at the break page, guys, before we end up getting ourselves into the afternoon show. Pretty wide open across the board. Couldn't get any breaks in the minis. That's sad at 5, unfortunately, but a lot of room to cover, 7s and 8s across the board. That college series, guys, I'm going to be talking about, and maybe if you're lucky, Ty, I know you got yourself a spot in there, my friend. Maybe was it the double or the single?
Double.
The double, way to go, Ty. Very, very nice. So who knows? Maybe if you're lucky, could be the Chase Wheel Spin coming up next for the noon show. But Chase Wheel Spin action, you got that together, my friend?
Yep, all those names are there.
Spooky season, since that was closed out. Going to do this 11 times around in the randomizer. He said, I just want that Utes lid. We will talk about that quite a bit. So make sure to stay tuned. So 24 names available. John said, I got 2 in the mini. Okay.
You did? Yeah.
So that's now going to be down to 3.
3 to go.
So I'll give that a little extra additional time. I'll give that about 3 to 4 minutes for you guys as I go through this Chase Wheel Spin here, which went around 11 times. And Ty, Beetlejuice your name, buddy. Just mentioned here you've been a consistent viewer all morning, so you are going to get rewarded, my friend, with a little UA credit. So he said, hey, so there you go. Get yourself into that college double, maybe another spot, depending on how much you get here, my friend.
Yeah.
So, Ty, good luck, Brother Bear. Let's see what you get here. Oh, 77. So, sorry about that, Ty. Don't worry about that. This number will not count for you. Don't worry about that. I should have asked. That's my apologies. I'm going to start this at 77 for you, my friend. Not 777, but I'll have that go at 77. Why is it spinning again? I'm trying to get it to start at... Isn't it you just back tap it twice and you type in the number and it brings it to the number?
I just rotate the wheel.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. So, okay. Ty, those 2 don't count, my friend. Okay, boom. So 77 here. This is gonna be your real one that counts. Bang. 77, and we go. Yeah, usually I retype in the numbers and it automatically jumps to it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So it's gonna be 18.
All right.
So 18 for you there, Ty. Just because you wanted to start at 77. So I'm sorry for those first couple of spins that happened, buddy. Just going by what you wanted. I know it's an ouch. You know what? Can you actually end up giving Ty 28 instead?
All right.
Just because I'm going to throw an extra 10 in there for you, Ty, just for those oopsie spins that I had. So I'll throw 28 your way, buddy, going towards your way. So 28 going in to Mr. Ty Percival. So let's wrap some things up here. Hits of the show. Had some awesome ones. The Baker Mayfield giveaway. We're going to include that as the hit giveaway. I said, appreciate that. Thank you. No, thank you, Ty. For buying into our
absolutely.
So we are our Speed Flex, our double box Speed Flex. We had a secondary, or I should say, a hidden gem, Rashee Rice Super Bowl championship inscription, and then Sean Alexander, the headliner, as a part of that Speed Flex series, the 2005 NFL MVP. Can't forget about PD either. Pedro Martinez on the Boston Red Sox signed lid. So what do you got 1 through 4 to wrap us up here?
I'm gonna go Sean Alexander, Baker, Pedro, Rashee.
1 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I was worried. I was like, there's no way he's going at 4.
No.
So,
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think, did you have Rashee at 3 or 4?
4.
Copy and paste.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Love it. Perfect list. Hopefully we get some perfect picks out to you guys as well. Coming up for some Week 9 action, but also make sure to stay in for the 12 o'clock show. It's perfect for you guys. If you're sitting at home already watching Ultimate Autographs, you're calling Uber Eats, DoorDash, getting your spread ready for a college game day today. You're going to stay at home, eat some grub, get ready for lunch. We're going to step aside and get our own lunch as well for Chinmay and myself. Awesome show with you this morning. Great way to start off. We tapped into a lot of different series. But again, get ready for that college midterm series coming up, guys. So any final words at all to the people at home?
No, get ready for a great day of college football. We'll come back at noon. We'll give a quick score update, and we'll hop into that college series and see what happens.
Very fun show with you. 1 down, 1 to go, my friends. So getting us started here on November 1st. It's the first of the month, baby, with some big-time hits here at the Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are live every single day, 9, noon, 3, and 6. Through the rest of this Saturday, at least for one more show, Chinmay and I will have you covered. And about the next 40 minutes or so, we're going to step aside. Thank you guys all so much for making this such an enjoyable first morning of November. We're going to step aside, and we will catch you guys in about the next 40 minutes. Have a good one.